Here we go. 94% gentlemen, about 6% ladies, if I'm going to be honest. But how's everyone doing today? Today we're doing things a little bit differently. Not the shirt, I'm still wearing the Nessie hood. I like the Nessie hood, it's a comfortable hoodie. But today we are, as the title suggests, there is something going on that's called the Swedish Apex League, which I'm not playing in because I'm not I am a Swede, but it's not, it's for full Swedish teams, and yeah, they have like Swedish prizes and whatever, and they graciously asked me to cast it, to stream it, to cast it, whatever. So today we're going to be doing just that. Maybe we'll play a little bit of Apex afterwards. This stream has a 10-minute delay for the sake of the competition, because there is a prize pool here, and obviously people don't want to be shafted when it comes to that. But yeah, so we're gonna be spectating this one lobby. As I understand it, this is the culmination of the league as we know it. I just disappeared. That was lots of technical issues today. There we go. So we have in the lobby here, we have a lot of teams that you may not have heard of, but the one that's really, I'd say you might recognize if you pay attention to challenger circuits in Apex. You know, it's maybe a little bit of niche information. We have SRC right here, Buzzy, Mayborn, and I'm afraid of getting the name wrong, so I'm not even gonna say it. Because if I'm wrong, it's more embarrassing than getting it wrong. I'm just gonna call him Ooh Boy Icy, by the way. But that's a challenger circuit team, so I'm super excited to be you know, casting this and watching this, bringing some light upon the Swedish scene, because I'm a Swede. I came up in, like, you know, I never really like took that route of being like in the Swedish scene. I used to stream in Swedish, actually, when Apex came out. I was like, yeah, I'll start doing that. But most people might not know that because I didn't have a lot of viewers, obviously, streaming Swedish. I realized there was a cap. I can go farther, so I moved on. Also, because where I'm from in Sweden, I have a very peculiar accent, which is difficult to listen to. It's difficult to listen to. For Swedes. It's a little bit like, what's his face? Arnold Schwarzenegger from, because he's like from a really weird, like he's from the farmer area of, I think, is it Austria he's from, or is it from Germany, wherever it is. So like, I remember reading that when when they were having, like when they made Terminator, because they dub all the movies down there, and they didn't end up dubbing with his own voice. He got another person to do it because it'd be like a super farmer voice, and I'm the same. I have that farmer voice. They're saying if I can decide it with no aim assist. There's a lot of console teams, chat. That is crazy. So for those who don't know, there's aim assist override, which means that console teams have 0.4 aim assist, which is a weaker aim assist. Is the same values for PC to make things fair. I'm all for that. It's the only way. So I don't know too much about this, but like keeping an eye on this whole thing as it's been going on. We have or rather like this series, or rather this league or whatever. I think it's been going on for quite a while. I don't know how often they host tournaments. Let me go check it out. Why not? But in the meantime, I'll tell you guys about the prizes, because obviously this wouldn't be a tournament without any stakes. So obviously the Swedish scene is quite a bit smaller than the ALGS, right? We're not sitting here. We don't have competitors playing for millions and millions of dollars, but we do have a little bit of not only honor, which I guess doesn't really go far in today's economy, but we do have the first place gets 150 buckaroos. That's enough for a pizza or something. You split it for obviously by free. The second place is an aluminum poster with the main legend plus their nickname. I'm not sure if that's like a display. It does sound like displayed. It's probably not. I think maybe that's something that the Swedish Apex League put together. And the third prize for third place is like a stack of energy drinks. 24 energy drinks from a Swedish website called the Proteinbolaget, which is the protein company, I guess. Super exciting to see like who's gonna take it home. Obviously I'm going to have my own bias here, mostly because all of these teams are like console, and that just puts them on a massive disadvantage. Will be cool to see if they're gonna end up being ahead at the end of the day. We have SRC again. GTZ, that's I think I've seen those guys in CC actually. So there might be 2 ZC teams. There's like a half CC team and a third in here. So I'd probably keep my eyes out for those guys. And then we have actually, I've seen these names before in like ranked. I wouldn't say, I don't think they would probably win, but there's a standout name for sure if you've been paying attention to ranked, which I guess most people don't. I don't myself, but I know I've seen these guys in ranked before. I think I've seen them in pubs. They're at least half decent. That's how they managed to get here to this highly prestigious finals lobby in the Swedish Apex Legends League. It's funny too, because I think Sweden has a pretty high representation per capita. Like I think it's one of the in Europe. In Europe, you have a few countries. You have the UK. I think it's like the most represented community in Apex Legends when it comes to pro players. And then I think like Sweden or something is up there. I'd have to pull the stats up. Let's see if I can find it. But it's a pretty big, and then like if you keep in mind that there's only about I think 8 million people living in Sweden, it's even more impressive. So let me just pull up a player here. We'll see. So if we go for, okay, we need to go to Sweden here. Hockey's Swedish. We go for players. There are 38 Swedish players. Now there's some here that aren't actual like they kind of retired, but no, there's been 38 throughout the entire Apex Legends history, I guess. So 38 for out of 8 million is pretty good. If we pull up another country, Denmark might have a few. Let me see, Denmark. Search for Danish. I'm just gonna pull this up. There we go. So we have to go, we click on Dolphin and Danish. So the Danes, okay, I was gonna say, there's only 13, right? I don't know how many Danes there are, but there's only 13 Danish players. And Norwegian. There's only, oh, Pierre is Norwegian. I should know that. Norwegian players, it might be more than 13, 15, yeah. Finland, however, has 14, and I'm pretty sure there's like 100 people who live in Finland, so that's a pretty high concentration. I realized my camera's in there. There you go. So yeah, 100. No, but yeah, 14 out of 100. That's a lot. So Sweden, like when you look at all the other teams, or rather all the other players, all the other countries, you can clearly see there's a lot of Swedes. Actually, let me pull up Great Britain as well. Why not? I'm curious now. How much is Great Britain on? So do you search for British? I guess British would be the... And we're strictly talking about EU right now, because it's a bit difficult to have so many... Yeah, there are 59 players in the British players category. There's actually more categories for British. There's like casters, observers, analysts, like there's so many things. Apex is very big in Britain. And I think, let's see, France. I'm just stalling for time, guys. I'm not gonna lie, we need a little bit more time here before we get started. Speaking of which, is this fine? It's fine. Is that the best website? Sometimes 40 players are French. That's about to say. I think there's more people in France, so that... What? This guy's French? French South African. I was so... What? I thought it was Swedish. Maybe I'm mixing him up with someone else. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, there we go. Okay, either way, that's enough stalling. I think we're about to start. We got the GLHF. We got the starting servers out. Super exciting stuff. Today, I also got the responsibility to do one particular thing, which I'm very excited about. Today, I will have the chance to choose. I got the responsibility to give out the MVP for today's tournament. I might give you guys a chance to put your votes in. Why can I hear someone speak? What in the world? Give you guys a chance to alright, see what people are picking on. Starting off, we have a lot of different things. A few new castles, a little bit of edge. Let's see what else we got going here. That looks like a very standard composition. Never mind, I don't know what that is. I think we just have to dive into this and take it one at a time. They're going to be using different things for sure. Okay, so I'm not very good at spectating. How do I spectate a different team?
Hey, maybe we land here. Or maybe we don't. Can I?
Oh, B. Okay, hold on. So like, it doesn't let me switch, but there's a kill leader button, but I don't know how to do that. I also have like a 60% keyboard. I wanna start. I'll have my bias, and we're gonna start watching Uwu Icy Boy. By the way, if I can figure out which team he's on. But here we go. All right, all right. So starting on, can we have? Oh, we pull up a map. You can see people. What in the world?
Ah, shit.
Hello?
Mastiff shotgun here.
Who am I hearing? Let's move on now. So we have, I want to see if there's any contests early on. Seems pretty straightforward. Everyone's dropping in their own spots. They already claimed it. I guess it's something they've already more or less established. Maybe they claimed it. But it does seem to be a contest here over at the tree. Let's see if that leads into anything with Maltesers. Dripple taking Corey here. Don't seem to really notice it. He could have gotten caught there. Thankfully, the passive from Wraith did not come in time and actually save him. I'm going to switch POVs like this. It's probably the easiest way. Mr. Yugoslavia is in the middle of the enemy team here. He's on a full flank, man. He's looking for it.
Let's migrate over there.
Oh, well, it's not working out. He's changing his mind. They want to rotate out of there. The double console and one PC player team does not want to stay. I am curious, however, about how they dropped. As they kind of just got like this little place here. Maybe it was a bit of contest that I missed that was off screen. But in the meantime, however, there seems to be a little bit of a pressure building here over on Thermal side with Soften, Simple Neep, and Pickle Knuckle building up and preparing to fight in Thermal. But however, you have the green team here coming up, and you know, they're gonna end up getting a pretty good third party here if they choose to go for it, making a bit of a interesting rotation to get more loot, as it did end up getting caught off. The orange team is also heading back. They know this is not the play. This is not where they want to be. I accidentally just switched to a whole different POV. That's on me. I'm doing analyst work, casting, and in-camera work here on my own, or observing, so there will be some issues here. I hope you guys can... Oh, well, we ended up looking at the right team. That's pretty cool. Let's see what happens then. You got the ass stick, Kokasaurus Rex, and Egg Buddha moving in here. He's got the Sentinel and the car in hand. But is the other team staying, or are they actually just running away? Can I turn on... Player tag skill field highlights? It's not bound on my mouse and keyboard. Never mind. They're actually running away, but into the hands of a whole different team. They realize that they may be stuck. None of these teams want to fight. They just want to rotate. They want to run around. They want to get the placement. They've been watching a lot of the ALGS. I know all about that. In the meantime, however, there is a fight heating up around Lava Fisher. Is this finally the end of the first team? Are we going to see the first team dying? We got Halvotigan going down, GTX on the prowl here. Can I switch the POV? There we go. They got them locked in a box. Ashold coming out to kind of get out of there. But they're just on the run here, trying to survive. Nemesis coming out, get a little bit of damage. Now it's a 1v3. It is over for Team 5 that doesn't have a name. In the meantime, Jelly, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that very much. In the meantime, SRC is just chilling. They just big chilling. They realize the fight is over. They don't want to take the bad fight. In the meantime, however, over at No Name, we got Skag, Smock, and Birkenberg moving up here, looking for the fight here with a pretty interesting fighting composition, playing with the angles, getting an opening on Mange, who's going down. What's happening with the rest of the team, we'll simply have to wait and see. There's a clear Newcastle ultimate coming out here. There's a clear advantage for sure, or rather upper hand here from this team, but it is getting a little bit closer here. Maybe the Catalyst will end up clutching it up. No, it didn't happen. Let's see if anything else is going on, or if we get a little bit of a second here. There's a little bit of a poking fight going over here with Maltesers, Dribble Take, and Corey. They ended up getting a knock with that, and a long-range Nemesis coming in there, getting a lot of damage in on the opposite team. It is currently a 3v2 with one of this screwing down. It's actually just getting completely destroyed by Malteser's team over here. So that seems basically done. In the meantime, however, there also is another fight going on across the map. I can't figure where it is. It seems to be around here. Fighting for the loot boxes. Or rather, they might not actually know. They definitely know what is about to entail. Birkenberg on the prowler, on the flank, looking for that off angle. Because the green team has to go in or get out. You gotta make a decision. You can't just stand around doing nothing. Rubstick has gone back. They're running back. They don't want to do it anymore. Corey is, in the meantime, on the opposite side of the map. Corey Maltesers are just chasing down Norberg. I'm just going back to this one. There doesn't seem to be much happening there. In the meantime, however, Congo Flavor and Stepan is fighting Scythe DK and Atmosfären. I thought this was a Swedish. Okay. Graceful. I'm about to pull up. Alright, so they're about to get run in here by X-Flavor, Stepan, and Congo moving in. They know it is just over, basically. They're just trying to get out. They do the Valve ult. I can't speak today. I'm sorry. I haven't streamed all day. I've been doing stuff all day, so I haven't been able to really do the vocalization exercises, the mama moo, and all that. So we got Cypher Atmosphere making a rotation here, but they're going to land right on Rövstickan. They're going to be a real pain in the ass. They can't, but actually end up getting a pretty solid position here. If the zone does end up pulling in this direction, this might be perfect for them. Now, they do not have a support legend, but they do have a controller. They might end up setting up here if they do feel like playing position. However, it does seem like they're going to keep moving ahead. I guess they assume that they're being chased, but if I'm going to be honest, that's not what's happening. Frigadish Quelle and Pomperi is on the prowl.
Let's go that way.
We're 10 million in Sweden. That's my bad. That's 100% my bad. My memory serves me so wrong. I'm still stuck in old numbers. So Maltesers ends up getting the pick here. Again, this was one of the teams I would consider to be favorites in this tournament. And they're actually playing a bit of an interesting composition with the Wraith. Like, I'm not exactly sure what the goal is here with the Wraith Caustic Gibraltar. I assume it's to be a mix of a bunker, but also being a little bit more aggressive as a composition. The Wraith, of course, being one of the strongest legends at the, in the game at the moment. It's a good choice. So there's another fight going on here by the edge, by the southwest, rather. Not looking good for Sventek, Amakon, and Yugoslavia, who are trying to disengage here from Little Aim. But, let's see what happens. I'm speaking ahead. They're getting a little bit of pressure from the back. These teams do have to commit. It's a bit harder for me to cast these, because a lot of the teams, they take a little bit of fire and they just start running away again. So we get a little bit of damage here from Candison. Seems that none of these teams want to commit fully to a fight. So let us zoom in a little bit and see what's happening over here with SRC, who is playing on the edge with the Jibby, Valk, and Maggie. Let's see what happens.
Got another bandit.
Huge booking shots. But ultimately nothing happening. In the meantime, though, we have what's happening over here with Pomperi, Quelle, and Frigadish. I don't know if they did a big rotation, but they are playing pretty small here on the edge of the map, just trying to stay alive, trying to find a way into the zone. They are very much locked out. They have to figure something out. However, Sime and Wallen are actually leaving with the Valkyrie ultimate, potentially to get a little bit deeper into zone. Trying to make a big rotation play here, getting out of the pan and potentially not into the fire. That seems to work out for them just now. I keep accidentally doing that because I need to change my OBS. So there's going to be some big chaos popping off here in the southwest side of the map. You can see there's 5 teams just sitting on top of each other. We also have a duo here with no loot, no pathfinder, and no chance to survive. Actually seems to be a little bit more stuff heading over here. We're going to switch over to SRC because I think that's the team to watch, and I feel like we'll see more things happening from this team than the others. However, the team that they did get a knock on, it just runs away. And SRC, again, they just play very passive. They just play passive on the edge. I assume they want to control the space on the edge. They don't want to take any risky pushes. They might be respecting this lobby a lot. Whether they need to or not, it's not up for me to decide. Maybe they just don't want to get swarmed.
Heavy ammo here. Evo shield here. Level 2.
When I don't stream anymore, it's because I don't stream anymore because it's just it's not the best use of my time. So I'm like super making videos and stuff takes all my time, so I just stream when I have time, which I barely do. And yeah. And if you guys enjoyed the stream so far, make sure to hit that like button. So now you can see the Seer. It's a bit rough to use him nowadays after the nerf. You have to, you know, aim at someone and at the same time have them pull off a heartbeat. It is much harder to aim through the walls and figure out where people are. Now, let's watch Korean Maltesers and Jiffel to see how they're gonna deal with the situation here. One of the teams ended up actually hitting the balloon to get out here. I guess Pomperi. No, he didn't even get knocked. He just didn't notice, I guess. Then they end up making it rotate. This is definitely out of the pan and into the fire. I don't know what they were expecting. Running straight into the hands of Tonus, Rasmus, and Luca, who just turns around and then you see, oh, these guys are free kills. Yes, right there. Completely free kills for you guys. Just have to not let them heal up. They're getting one knock on Kueli.
Homing for loot over there.
And they're actually heading back into the team. So they ended up... Okay, we got the Newcastle here coming in clutch. Ended up rotating around the zone here. They don't want to take the fight. End up getting the reset. It's good for them, but they are going to get locked out later in the zone. Moving on, however, we have... I'm trying to actually figure out who the hell we can watch. This thing seems to have slowed down a lot. Let me check out Cool JW and Dorito Muncher Gretwald playing the edge here. It's going to pull around here. Yep, that's right. It's actually, I think this ends right here. So yeah, they even call the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's one of these endings. So I want to see more of these guys have to figure out a way into the zone because it does not pull from them. Ikea alone, or is just chilling here with the Loba, looting up a little bit. Egg Buddha, the Ratty Octane, just wants to find a revive for his teammates, pulling him right back in. It is very interesting to see. I don't know if any of the teams are going to end up looking back at this VOD, but nobody is in the zone. Every single team here is trying so hard not to be, I guess, not to die, that they just end up having very little impact. All of them are just avoiding the action entirely. That being said, Simple Nap, Soft, and Pickle Knuckle actually walking in, taking a decent spot in the zone. Maltesers, Corey, and Jibble Take realize where the zone is going, and they also take a good spot. Moving on, however, there's a big altercation here with SRC versus Gretwald's team, and it is not looking good. There is a clear difference in pressure here, and Gretwald is left alone, trying to run away, not to get caught out as he rotates into the zone, or rather, yeah, desperately runs into it. But I'm pretty sure that SRC is waiting for it. They got the Nemesises, they got the snipers, they got the high ground, they got everything they need. Does, however, end up leaving him alone. They don't want to chase for no reason. At the same time, we have Atmosphere here and Scythe fighting off another team. There's actually 2 other teams here on the streamer building. No, I do not. I'm not going to speak Swedish in this cast, as you may have noticed. It's a 10-minute delay because most of my viewers are English. It doesn't make sense to speak Swedish. Oh wow, this is acting up. Let's see, do we have anything happening here? Okay, so this seems to have slowed down a bit. I wanted to see what the other teams are doing. So we have a... Can I please look at this team? The winning team? Alright, technical issues here, guys. We cannot watch that. In the meantime, however, we're gonna watch Ikea and Abo, who ended up getting a decent spot on the edge here. They do have a Loba, they do have a Caustic. And they do a Bangalore. I'm not sure about the Bangalore, but the low bandit caustic will allow them to set up, stay alive, and fend off attackers as they try to control the edge here. And Sima and Klangland here are just trying to find a way into the zone. With all the other teams on the edge just not knowing what to do, it is proving difficult. Let's take a look over here at the edge with GTZ actually getting into way close to uncomfortable of a fight here against Little Aim and the others. It's turning into very spicy of a situation here. They're just trying to stay alive, heal up a little bit. You're gonna have to rotate in because the zone is tickling. Is this two teams? I can't tell. Is this two different teams? This is two different teams pressuring them as well. Very good positioning from Luca, Tim, and Tonus. Poking them, just calmly shooting away. They know that it will pull to the south side and they just chill here. They just control the space as much as they can. But let's take a look over here. All the way up in, around Streamer Building in Fragment. There's a lot of teams are rotating in, but they all have to converge around this point, and whatever teams play this the best will be the team that ends up ahead. Dreadfold actually going for a Wraith Q, and he's just going right in the corner, and Atmospherian and Scythe actually flew out, and he survived with 1 health. Look at that, Atmospherian must have gotten knocked to the zone. This is absolutely crazy. Not only that, but because no teams have been playing the zone properly, they end up getting one of the god spots for amazing placement. I can't pull the map out, but it is crazy. Let's see what's happening even more. So there's just a bit of a fight brewing here in the northeast. SRC has been building up that armor. They got double red, they got a gold armor. They have a lot of decent loot. They are ready to make it happen here. They have been waiting for this moment to full send the team with their, loot advantage on the edge, get control of the space, and from which to win the game. So let's see how they get that off. Maybe coming in with his wrecking ball, with the teammates following shortly after, not trying to give up too many angles. You have to respect the respect they're giving to the other teams. They don't want to send it for no reason and make themselves open to a crossfire. Definitely taking the time with it. Nesidia throwing a bubble forward. Forcing that into a bubble fight there with the shotgun. One person down, Bank Flavor down, step it down, and now one more. Last man standing, getting wiped out. Now SRC is in a pretty good spot here. Scythe and Atmospherian just controlling the, the little piece of zone that they were gifted, but the question is if they're going to be able to hold it for long. And they start taking a ridiculous amount of damage as GTZ walks up. SRC and GTZ, two of the favorites in this lobby, are moving up at the same time, converging on the same point, on the same choke, and they want to get in. They want the late game. Let's see how they do, because this is going to get real messy, chat. If you guys enjoyed so far, make sure to hit that like button for whichever team you cheer for. Let's see how this turns out. GTZ is looking the wrong way. SRC is going to walk up. They're actually crawling up here slowly. Some entry shots coming out. They're not really getting the damage that they wanted, but they still have a lot of space to work with here. They just have to get that entry. Looking back towards IKEA, Alloy, Gretwald, they realize that more teams are coming. They have to make a play happen here, or are they going to get pinched, which is not ideal to say the least. So they're actually going to Valcolt out at the... Oh my god, it almost also got cancelled, but as they end up getting in, GTC just watches them avoid all the danger. At the same time, Corey and Maltesers end up wiping out the team on the west. SRC making a big ol' big ol' fly rotation here onto this roof. One of the god spots in the zone, assuming he pulls that way. Controlling the space. This is actually pretty decent for them, but I do want to deal with the team on the inside, so they're going to look for a siege here on Pinnacles of the end. I can't read the third one. Let's see how they do, because they do have the Maggie, they do have the GB. Both of these legends are amazing for sieging. And it works out perfectly. Gets the stun here, but the Horizon one coming in, holding them up. A massive Kraber coming in from Icy Boy, getting the knock on Simple So now a 2v3. They just have to walk up close. Huge Maggie Q here from Mayborn, getting a massive amount of damage on the team. He's just trying to stay alive, just trying to not get burnt, but they are just getting just that. They are just getting burned. In the meantime, however, Skag, FPS, and Brinkenberg is just looking at from the edge here, trying to get a little bit of damage in. It's just not working out, and he almost falls off the map. Thankfully, he manages to survive. SRC has a pretty solid position heading into the late game. GTZ, Hefton, and Lixo are all playing on the edge here. They have a little bit of space to work with here, but if they get focused, they're going to get shot by the whole map. Not ideal by any means. So they're trying to play small and hope that they just forget about them. But Corey does not forget. He tosses nades. They've been chasing people on the edge the whole game. They have the loot. They have the nades to keep this going. One could argue maybe it's a little bit early to throw a lot of nades out, but it's working out for him. It's getting a little bit spicy here for GTZ. Again, if they can stay alive for a little bit longer, if the other teams can forget about them, they will end up being better. But as a last-ditch resort, Q-Rise is going for a portal here. Ends up going back, but they do end up getting a low ground in a pretty solid position. Sadly, they don't have any defensive legends, but this is a pretty solid position at, you know, overall. Rafe can portal back if they want to control it, but we'll simply see what happens. Mayborn, Nazidia, and Icy Boy are still controlling the edge. They know they have to bully out the team from the bridge here. You just get a little bit of damage in, and they will turn into very easy kill once the zone closes. Just continue ramping up the pressure. You have a Newcastle, they have a Pathfinder. Oh, that might be a perfectly timed wrecking ball. Never mind, it was. Oh, actually, it worked out anyways. The guy flies into Smug here, just flies into safety. Never mind, I guess it wasn't as good after all. He is cut off from his team, however, but he is more or less chilling. This triangle is very difficult to hold. Let's see how that works out for Scythe here. And they just have to play small. A lot of teams playing small here. It will come down to very small decisions. Whichever team makes a misstep, see who ends up getting ahead. A lot of teams poking. SRC is in a bit of a rough situation here because they're one of the first teams to have to move. But if they time it properly, if they abuse the kits of the legends properly with the Gibraltar, with the Valkyrie, with the Maggie, they can actually make their way up to this building uncontested. Especially because both of these teams will end up needing to fight each other. Though, if I'd have to choose one team who might end up being the best off, it is Malteser's team, who I sadly cannot spectate. That's fine. I wonder if Scythe and Cole can actually get out of this situation alive, however. Oh, here we go. So yeah, Corey and Maltesers are just chilling. We're just watching them a little bit, see how they do. So here's the Maggie drill coming for SOC. This is what I was talking about. This holds off the enemy teams completely. Wrecking Ball coming in here, just destroying Q-Rise. There's no chance of fighting back. Waveborn, however, taking a lot of damage from the PK. Heptin doing everything he can to put the damage down to make sure that SRC cannot make it. Cans are coming in for Sir, canceling that battery, and now SRC is in shambles. It is just absolutely chaotic, and somehow GTC is chilling and SRC is down. Top 3 situation. Adversary and Scythe is just hiding. 2v3. Can they get the reset? Potentially they can, because Adversary and Scythe is just hiding, just waiting for that perfect moment to strike. However, Q-Rise goes down again. Corey throws in a caustic ultimate. Makes it very hard here for GDZ to come out alive. Atmosphere also coming in here with the back, looking for the little kills. However, Scythe goes down. It's a 1v1v3. Now it's 1v3 double take versus Atmosphere, I assume. Dude, I can't switch to for whatever reason. Technical issues. And he's just going down to Maltesers, who gets the cleanup. Man. It's a lot of things to say. I have a lot of comments, none of them nice. Just kidding. My pick to win, I don't think I have. I said probably SRC would be one of the top picks. I don't even know if this is best of 6, best of 4, or whatever. I should probably ask. So let's see. I want to see some stats now. I want to see a little bit of stats. Also, I saw Graceful was here to say hi. How are you doing, Graceful? Apex player count was 38. There's 38 on Wikipedia that are quote unquote notable. So that some very specific rules for that. So let's look at the stats. Team 8, that was my, one of my favorites leading into this. Team SRC have 14 kills and 5th place. Team 6, that's Team Devil Take Maltese's Corey, ended up actually getting a lot more than we thought. Like I said, they did have a pretty solid position depending on everything unfolded. SRC, if SRC ended up being a little bit cleaner with the way they killed the bottom side team, there might have been a little bit more of a tough situation for Malteser's team, because then they wouldn't be able to just drop down and clean up the way they did. But they ended up getting 12 kills and sealing the win, netting a total of what I assume to be about 24 points. It's a best of 6, so everything matters. Everything is equally important. Again, we will simply have to wait and see what the points end up being at the end of this series. I'm super curious to see if teams will maybe try to go for more of a zone playstyle now that we've seen how split the zone the teams end up playing. It's just nobody in zone. If you just go there, you'll have zone, right? Go take the god spot. However, if you are the one team that takes the god spot too early, you might run the risk of getting ran down by a stronger team. You know, sorry to say it, right? If you have one of the teams here with 0 kills, you might not have the best fighting capability. A team like SRC, a team like Malteser's team, they're battle hardened. They have a lot of practice. They're not gonna just let you go take a spot for whatever reason, and that might actually be why a lot of these teams have been playing on the edge, trying to keep themselves out of the crosshairs. All right. I need water. I'm not used to casting, guys. I haven't casted in a while. I used to cast like ALGS a while ago. Oh, I get tagged. All right, they're getting all the points, and then they will start again. So, is there anything I need to talk about here, guys? Again, definitely there's an opening here for teams to play zone. Again, we had the circle, and teams were almost allergic to being in the zone. Again, that might be out of respect for aggressive teams, or maybe they just don't think it's good. We'll simply have to wait and see until the next game if there are adjustments. If anyone looks at the stream, or ever peeks at the stream from the tournament itself, they might see that, oh wait, yes, there's definitely a lot of openings there in the zone. You just have to go and get it. A lot of teams also accurately called the ending pretty early, but they didn't make the decision to actually go in and take the god spot. As a reminder, I am also in charge of choosing the MVP of today's tournament. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will decide later on. I wish I had a bit more stats here. Team 3, who was Team 3? That was GTZ, right? So that was also one of my team's favorites. Teams 9 actually ended up getting 7 kills. Alright, I'm okay. See if they end up being an underdog story here, because that's actually a pretty respectable amount of kills to get from, I assume, the Edge with on 9th place. They were just cleaning up early on. Yes, I'm Swedish. I need to open my window, actually, guys. It's really warm here. Much cooler. I'm gonna have to close it again later. This is way too good. There's a wind coming in. It's really cold. So yeah, I don't think there's much to add. We simply have to wait and see how the teams adjust. So yeah, sorry. Had to collect my thoughts here. So again, the teams I would keep my eyes on, which I'm trying to keep my eyes out for, is GTZ. I wish they had team names here. It would make my life a little bit easier. It's GTZ, SRC, and where are they? Team 6. Again, I feel like I've seen these guys in ALGS. I don't think they got like finals and stuff, right? Like, I don't think they're not like an ALGS team, but they're definitely up there, definitely a CC team. A lot of these are CC teams. These three for sure. So you could make the argument that's, you know, a step towards internationals. That might mean that they are on a little bit of a higher skill level. Obviously, we don't want to have that bias heading into this, but I'm gonna have it anyways. And it is proving mostly true looking at the stat, looking at how they performed in the series. Super curious to see how the teams will adjust leading into the next round. Again, this is a best of 6. First place wins $150. You have second place wins I think it was like a poster, aluminum poster of Legend of Choice with their name on it. And the third place is like a massive thing of energy drinks, like 24 energy drinks per player. And the MVP wins a... I'm in charge of that, but they never told me if I'm allowed to say what they win. They win a lot of drinks, I'll say that much. Definitely some good Maggie plays there coming out of SRC. As a Maggie enjoyer myself, I can recognize it. Harassing very well, placing the drill almost perfectly every time, or rather perfectly almost every time. Super beautiful to see, and just dominating, constantly keeping that pressure up, not letting him, or rather anyone, play any angles, any cover. Off screen as well, you didn't get to see it, but you got to see it from Corey's and their team's POV, was that a well-placed drill will stop you from pushing up, right? It blocks the sight lines, it blocks the... it blocks the sight lines. You get deal damage too, but that's if they keep standing in it. Was Mayborn or Maggie? Of course. Who's this guy? Anyone in chat? But all in all, they asked me to cast this, and I just think it's a fun thing to do. It's nice to support the Swedish scene. It's not super huge in Sweden. I think I've told you guys this, about this before. I went to DreamHack with my team playing for content, and like actually I flew the guys in, right? They had like this really small tournament. I wanted to play in it. And we went there and we wanted to record some IRL content. What we thought was that nobody out of all, there was like, I don't know how many people go to DreamHack, like 1,000 people? Thousands? Like so many people, so many screens. And we just walked by every single computer in the entire venue. Hundreds or thousands of people playing video games at the same time. And it wasn't a single person playing Apex. At all. So I'm super excited to try to build up the Swedish scene and help where I can. I genuinely want it to thrive, especially the Swedish side. I love Swedish esports, believe it or not. So super excited to help out where I can, cast a little bit, give them a little bit of recognition, give you guys a little chance to see what the Swedish Apex scene is about, and maybe if I have any Swedish viewers to hear more about the Swedish Apex League. It's obviously no ALGS, but honestly, I am pretty impressed with the organization that they've been putting in so far. So let's see what happens here in Skyhook. There appears to be a bit of a contest here. Are they taking a 50-50 against SRC? That is happening, and SRC actually recognizes what is happening, and they split up here. They don't want to take that 50-50. They don't want to leave it to luck. What ends up happening? I assume both of these teams may have been dropping on Skyhook together, but for some reason, Seiko King and Bandalore, the triple console team, they want to take SRC out early. So let's see how that works out for them. Loba gets caught in the open. Seiko King already going down. SRC can smell the blood in the water, and they're just moving in like the Apex Predators. I know it's kind of commentary, but what you gonna do about it? Space a little bit. Let's watch this from the POV of the prey here. We got Seiko King already down. MJ, Bandalore going down, taking a lot of damage here. Trying to softly reset, but they're just split up, getting picked off one by one. SRC says Skyhook, that's ours. Oh my god, that 0.4 coming in straight. If he wasn't 0.6, that guy would have been dead. But it doesn't work out that way now, does it? Because the rules say that you only have 0.4 aim assist when playing in PC lobbies. It's called aim assist override. As such, SRC ends up getting ahead, getting that first. Actually, not even the first wipe, because there actually was another fight off screen here, but the second wipe of this game. And with that, they unlock all of Skyhook for themselves. And they're just big chilling now. However, let's take a look over at what's happening here in Survey, where IKEA, Vargatan, and Erbo are just running away. It's not looking good, guys. There was a bit of a contest, but I decided to run away. Team 16 here, Yugoslavia, don't want to chase, however. They just end up leaving them. Let me take a look at the map here. A little bit of a gander to see what's going to happen next. So again, I'm curious to see if any teams are going to go for that zone. Oh wait, there's a little fight here. Let's see what's happening. Ardell, Lil Aim, and Rafe playing a bit of a fighting competition here with the Maggie, Valkyrie. Curious to see what they end up doing. Shots not necessarily connecting here, but they definitely have a advantage over Slimma, or Simma rather, Wallen, and Kleinlangs. See if they can get a small reset here. Every team wants to move, and at the same time, X-Flavor, Stepan, and Congo, they know what's going on. And Flavor might be in the perfect position to end up getting himself a knock, getting that crucial kill points on the board. Everything matters. Newcastle Ultimate coming in. He can see that they're fighting. He can see the fight is coming in. He can see that they're committing. But Little Aim just ran up with Kleinlings running away. It's a repeat of last game. Nobody wants to actually fight. And Congo and his team just realizes this is not happening, and they just run straight back. They don't want to waste time here. In the meantime, let's take a look here at GTZ. Jelly, thank you so much for the 500. Appreciate that, man. 500, I don't know what currency that is, but very, very much thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay, let me see. So let's see how they're gonna end up doing this. They do have a solid fighting composition with the Wraith, Bangalore, Seer, you Smoke, and Seer, or whatever. Can actually work against even the most disciplined teams. I'm very curious to see how they deal with it. Also, that Bangalore will help against aim assist, and there's no shortage of that in this lobby. So let's see how that ends up working for them. Getting a little bit of damage here. Lixar's already used his Seer tactical here. Very interesting ultimate. I feel like that may have been a misfire, but that doesn't matter. Q-Rice moving up here. The entire team. Oh, no. Guys. Guys. Oh my god, guys. Swedes are Vikings, guys, okay? Vikings are known to fight, to be ruthless. Not run away from every fight you take. Alright, let's move on then. We got a little Candice in here trying to make a last stand, getting caught out on his own. Ooh, it's getting a bit close though. Can Kongo get the final bullet? Oh no, he's about to die for it. Well, I ended up getting sniped here by Corey, I think, actually. Where's Corey at? So we have Corey, Maltesers, and Diplotic playing the edge here. They've been hovering this fight for a while now. They've been watching it. They've been waiting. And they end up getting the opening on the team over here. I don't think they actually knew there was a fight here, it seems. Or rather, they didn't care too much because it seemed to be a rat. Let's see what this team ends up doing now. They might actually end up running back, and that's exactly what they do. I think the thing is, when the team kind of walks, like runs away and takes high ground, you don't want to chase it. You can't really chase it. It's very risky to do because it opens up you taking a lot of damage, and the fight might turn on its head. So let's take a look at SRC as they rotate into zone here. Actually, right into GTZ. Two teams I would consider favorites in this lobby. So let's see what ends up happening here in this fight. I don't think either of these teams will run away. And they can probably tell that, yeah, this is another team that we shouldn't trifle with. So let's see what they end up doing. Good Maggie Q coming in there, denying the space for the Seer. Let's see what GTZ does. Will they stand up to the challenge here? Will they run away? Either way, we're going to be watching Mavon here with the Maggies. We've seen some great plays from him already this tournament from the last game. I'm curious to see how it's going to work out for them. Taking a big flank here. Just looking. Trying to catch someone out. All of GTC playing the backside and the bottom of that house. A little bit of... Oh. Almost getting caught in the open there. SRC taking a good high gun here. Preemptive wrecking ball coming out. Maybe working out, but it doesn't actually bounce off the roof. And SRC Icy Boy goes down. That's a 2v3 with Nasidia on the revive. Potentially actually just putting down that bubble. Switch to PvE over here to Q-Rise here. Elixo getting that flank in, just denying the revive. Good Seer Q here, showing how much of an advantage they have. This is not looking good for SRC at all, and they actually end up getting a great pinch here against SRC, who ends up going down. GTC are up, and those guys are down. Amazing commentary. Let's move on here, though. Let's see Lil Jet and the crew Norberg just running away from the action from Atmosphere and Robin. Not much to see. They actually end up getting a knock on Norberg. Well, let me see what's happening over here in the zone, because Softa, Simple Nap, and Big are fighting in the zone against Egg Buddha and Kokarasaurus Rex and Revstick, and it's gonna end up getting into a real pain in the ass, if I have to say so. We have the Havertigan and his team are just watching on the edge as well, waiting for a fight to break out. And I feel like maybe Revstick might have realized this, and him and his team decide that they want to leave. Let's see here. There's a lot of teams around here potentially looking for those third parties. Again, there are very few teams playing zone. Looking at this, I think I saw Maltesers in the chat before talking about just saying hello or whatever. Potentially around the time I said that more teams should play zone, and they actually have a pretty solid position. They haven't scanned the control beacon, which is right here in the open. I guess this team here wouldn't let them. But it's safe to assume it is going to pull towards Thermal, and that's what they're banking on.
Let's take position here.
Some of Bayhotan, Abu, and Ikea, they managed to sneak by Erasmus here on the landslide.
Head that way, eh?
Optics here. Close range.
Let me take a look here. Oh, what's happening with Havertigan? They're stuck in between a lot of teams here, chat. This is gonna end up... That is my bad, sorry. I had to check if it was anything important. They're using a lot of teams. There is a lot of teams that are playing the edge of the zone. This is going to turn into something catastrophic for one of them if all of the teams end up converging around the same time. 2x on the car, interesting choice for sure. Realize they can't go for the balloon anymore after one of them actually ends up getting sniped midair. Simple Nap over here, not having a good time. He's gonna take a simple little nap. Tyke Knuckle going down as well, getting a lot of damage down, but it's not enough against NogXD. And his team is playing on the edge here. Looking for the last one here. Softe trying to make a play here. Trying to make the rat play, the hero play, and get away scathed even, sorry. Little does he know, however, that T-Lilja and Kroon are also on the prowl here. And this might end up being a very bad situation for him. You're playing Maggie next CC? Okay. Take a look over here.
Advancing right over there.
I think he's chasing one guy. Oh, this is all of GTC actually ends up fighting Cool JW. I wonder if they can turn the fight around. They want to get back on the high ground. They want to get into the position. Good Bangalore ultimate from Hefton here. Actually ends up turning the Rita Muncher and Co backwards. There's also a fight here with Kokosaurus Rex and Buddha trying to rotate past Mr. Yugoslavia and team. The question is, however, if they actually would commit to the fight. This guy ends up getting caught in the open here. The Mad Mag is taking a lot of damage as they're trying to run away, but it's not looking good here. He has 1 health. You're gonna have to turn. They actually decided, no, we're gonna leave you, Kokosaurus Rex, Maggie. You're gonna run away. We're gonna run away. We're gonna leave you there. You're gonna die. We're gonna play for placement. We don't care. It's fine. Go for that. That is a plan I'm gonna go for. It's a lot of rats, a lot of half-full teams. Right now, GTC actually ended up re-engaging, taking the Mirage Etoile and playing the high ground here on the other team, their aggressor, Gretvold and Co. Who ends up taking the zipline here, trying to get past. Actually, that is a Wraith portal that will get to rotate ahead of them with no issue. Question is if GTC will try to follow that or if they will actually just let them be, because at the end of the day, they have a decent spot. Very curious about what's happening here. Skeg FPS, Smog, and Birkenberg ended up catching this team completely split off. It appears it may have been a revive here of Mange. Who's trying to hold his ground here, ends up getting crossfired and going down. Bullbot cannot clutch either, but it ends up being a trade anyways. Bullbot running away even more, putting a bit of smokes down, just trying to get out, but he goes down as well. Mange is just chilling in the middle. I mean, in the meantime, a lot of teams are converging here with Birkenberg, Smog, and Shag, who were initially the aggressors, who were initially holding down the other team, are not having a good old time here. Cool JW, 3-dimensional Getwald, who also previously were being pressured, are now playing the edge here, being the pressurers and just making things harder for Craig, but they're not actually committing. I guess none of the teams want to end up committing. Maltesers and co end up regretting not scanning that banner because it turns out that it doesn't pull thermal, and actually it might be a staging ending. If you ask me, I don't know, maybe like here or something. See if there's a fight here somewhere, and something might end up happening here with Luca, Team Vespas, and Tonus with the lifeline. That's an insanely good Fuse ultimate. The question is if they will end up getting a follow-up from it. Let's see what they do. That GB bubble does put a little bit of a spoke in the wheels here, and they end up getting third-partied by Amakon and Co. in Yugoslavia, who ended up running through the zone to get a perfect angle here, catching them completely off guard. Irismus are just scrabbling to actually stay alive. This is not looking good at all for the team, but actually managed to get in here, somehow hold on for dear life as all the teams are converging. All the focus is on them specifically. If you told me this game was rigged, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see how they get out of it though. This is by no means looking good at all. Amakon, Yugoslavia Centric trying to get those kills. They want to get the points on the board, but there's so much pressure. It's so convoluted. I don't even know how to put it into words. Because the team at the bottom here can't get bullied, because the team at the bottom here can't get killed by this team, by Amakon's team, because this team is shooting Amakon's team whenever they try to. They can't do anything. At the same time, Amakon's team can't do anything either, because the team on the bridge, Gretwell and company, are holding them off. It's like a big house of cards here. But in the meantime, across the map, Corey ends up going down. Devil-taking Materials is trying to survive, play the edge, get the revive with the Gibraltar. There's a GTZ, ends up fighting a whole different third party, taking down Frigadish, and just cleaning up. The Wraith Q coming in their clutch potentially. MVP can also win a free Skypad. Imagine, dude. The MVP can win a free Skypad. Actually, they can't, but you can if you go follow me on Twitter and check out the giveaway. All you have to do is hit the like, comment, and follow on Twitter. I don't know if I have a command for it. ! Skypad might work. Let's check it out. Moving on. You have Abu Akira and Bayhatan actually have a solid position here with the Caustic going to hold off Havatigan, who's just trying to look, see what is happening. I'm trying to see where a little bit of action here happening with Cool JW, Gretfold, and Drayda Muncher trying to play the angles here with the Gibraltar bubble. Gretfold making an opening and getting the pick on Smog, getting a lot of solid damage down. You cannot die here. You are going to get third party. Then Maggie Q coming in, Berkeber going down, and they are not dying. GTC across the map gets wiped by Maltesers. And now it's a 2v1 situation, and Skag, he ditches his teammate, he runs away, he knows it's not gonna happen. In the meantime, Rasmus, Thomas, and Luca fighting on the edge here, getting some knocks on Sventech, getting more damage down, getting control on the north side of the map. If they end up getting enough control here, they can actually end up taking a high ground and play from that side as well, which is pretty ideal in this situation. But end up staying under the bridge, the Congo, and Stepan and Flavor controlling the high ground, not letting them do whatever they want. In the meantime, over here across the map, Safa haven't taken no Gex, they are just trying to control the map, having a good time. Pump Perry, random rat sitting at the bottom here, trying to see if there's a little bit of points up for grabs. Maybe someone will run in and become an easy kill. We'll just have to wait and see. Some pokes here from Abo's team here. We have Maltesers and company fully reset. The only team left out of my predictions to be one of the winners, and actually the previous game's winner as well. We'll simply have to see if they can make it in here and play the edge. I would imagine if they can get the high ground here, that's going to end up being perfect for them to have full control of the game. Lily taking a little bit of poke damage, and Corey making a portal play.
That sector over there.
Getting a little bit of damage, taking a lot of shots, but he ends up being fine. However, Low Flavor, Congo and Stepan, they can sense a weakness here to get a lot of entry damage. However, they're not trying to make a move on it. Congo looking for the off angle here, but they just don't want to commit. Bubble is going to be on cooldown now. Same time, there's pressure from Lilia and Kroon playing from later or deeper in the zone as well. This may have been a huge misstep for them. We will see if Corey Maltesers actually ends up staying alive here. With the caustic, they, you know, and the Gibraltar, they do have the ability to stay alive for longer. They do have the ability to put gas down, the gas cloud, bubble, a lot of things that can just keep enemies off for a long time. And that might be why a lot of these teams don't want to engage on them. Tonus rotates in with the catalyst here. Cool JB is just chilling here. He's holding position, nothing happening. However, over here, nothing seems to happen as well. Just a lot of ready teams. We have a duo, we have a solo. Corey actually ends up getting a knock on Safun here with the PK, I assume. Sniping him here with the digital threat. That's exactly what happened. T-Lilja also goes down. They got 2 kills here, ending up wiping this entire team and getting a lot of control of the high ground here. If they can kill IKEA, if they can kill Pomperi, they will have full control. They'll have loot, they'll have high ground, they'll have everything they've ever asked for, and getting a little bit closer to those $150 dues. Swedish crowns. 1,500 Swedish crowns. Swedish runaway league. So let's see what ends up happening. So Corey, they know they're in a bit of a situation here. They know that they need to push one team, actually taking a lot of damage here as they try to stay alive. Congo finally realizes they might have a chance here and is trying to make a bit of a ratty play, just trying to play small, not looking for too many shots. He wants the perfect timing, doesn't want the 2 teams to shoot him, but he ends up getting a good entry damage on Ray from Bangalore, who ends up dropping down. Now Maltesers and Dribble taking Corey, they're just playing for the third, I guess. For third party, for the perfect position. It's not as good as previously. It's 2 full teams fighting each other. Massive fights. Never mind, I misread the map. Everything is cooling down here for a little bit. So there's a decent spot here on the bottom. And I think, again, Corey, Dribble taking Maltesers might have to play for third place here. There's not much they can do. They can't get up on high ground unless a opportunity presents themselves itself. Even Congo flavor and Stepan looking for an opening as well, maybe some pick, figuring out how to get into the zone. They're the first team that has to move. The zone will pull incredibly fast on their side of the map. They cannot stay here for as long as they would like, and it seems they are going for a Valkyrie ultimate. Yes, they're going for a Valkyrie ultimate. They're going to try to stay alive for longer, find somewhere to land. They might end up landing in the clasps of Maltesers and Co. They end up bubbling forward. They're taking a fight, getting knocked by Kalov, trading. Not looking good here. It is getting very tight here. Good beams from Maltesers, but it's a 2v1. Now it's a 1v1. Corey, can he get the clutch with this nemesis? This is what it's made for. He ends up getting away with 1 health. Can he end up getting a revive? The zone is closing closer, or rather slower than usual in this area. Can he get some hot kills for his teammates? Can he get the revives? It appears they might end up stabilizing, but the zone is coming. Corey, the zone is coming. Oh, they have a heat shield today, and no, those were legal. It ends up being fine. He can run forward there. They might have another bubble soon, but Maltesers goes down again. Dribble take, trying to stay alive here. New bubble in 4 seconds. Corey going down to zone. Can they stay alive? Can they play an edge? Zappy and his team moving up here, putting the damage down. They want the kills. They want the placement. They want to win. Getting 1 entry kill here. Doesn't get the hot swap. Ends up getting hot swap, but it doesn't matter. At the same time, across the map, Cool JB, Dorito, Muncher, get roll. Are just trying to control the area here, throwing down caustic barrels, putting a little bit of damage down, trying to get a little bit of poke damage. Our favorites to win are now down, and Cool JB, the Raider Muncher, might end up being in a very good position. They end up bullying one of the Logan teams, but they are all looking downwards, and they might not see Zephy, Nuggetsy, and Harvard actually walking up on the side here, and that might end up costing them again. They're looking every way, and they ended up taking 2 damage, maybe not so much. It's not being a game changer, but Zephy, having taken a Nuggetsy, ends up having the ending. This is where zone will pull if it's not bugged. It will pull right to them, and that's a perfect place to be. We also have Mange playing the edge as a rat, just looting up a little bit, using the former Maltesers team's loot. We have Softe playing the edge, just chilling, just softing.
I think we should go over
Looking Rasmus chilling. They don't have a way out. They can't get out here at all. This is what I mentioned before. They are going to die to zone. It comes down to who dies first. And you just have to try to stay alive for as long as possible and hope for the best. Mange goes down, giving them a little bit more placement points. One of the rats goes down. Cool JB Dorito Muncher has to move forward here if they want things to happen, and they end up running right into the class of Zephy, who knows this is going to be a huge opening for them. Dorito Muncher just getting finished. It's a 3v2 situation. Zephy everything and Nuggetsy. If they can get the wipe here, it's going to be perfect. Cool JB Gretwell just playing the edge here, trying to stay alive for as long as they can. They can't control the space as much as they want. I think Gretwell is just trying to get a chance to stall out with his portal. Maybe he's even going for a kidnap here. Does it work out? Probably not. They're just going back and forth. Cool JP dying. I think he ended up kidnapping his own teammate. Now it's only Gretel here trying to make this work. 1v3 situation. Top 3 is Softy riding in the back, and he actually ends up getting focused by Zeppi. Now it is a 3v1. Gretwald. It's not looking good. I wanted to say we've seen him clutch these before. This is the second game I'm watching. We haven't seen it yet. A lot more aggressive this round for sure. Definitely can see a shift in the quality of the games, in the overall macro strategy of the games. This happens a lot in every facet of play. Oh, they're just getting triple landed on. This is nothing you can do when 3 people do a full coordinated push like that. And I don't think these guys have a team name, but they end up being a winner. None of the favorites we previously had. I think they actually ended up having a pretty good game with a lot of kills. Albert Tegan and company. We'll simply have to see in a little bit. Also, apologies for the voice cracks. I don't know if they pick up for you guys. They probably do. I'm not used to casting. There's a lot of energy I'm putting into the... Let me take a look here. So yeah, the #1 team gets a win with 15 kills. That is a massive change. I don't know if they picked up the Ash specifically to chase fights, but my man. Good loot, good kills. Team 6, is that SRC? That's Malteser, sorry. SRC actually went out early, 8. Ooh, that's not looking good for them. So yeah, again, we're noticing a massive difference in the way people are playing. Might be an adjustment, maybe they checked the stream, probably not. We'll simply have to wait and see. Stickin has the best name, yeah. Have you seen the new loading screen card with all the legends lineup? I don't think so. Yo, thank you for the $5 to stick, Draco. Appreciate that very much, my man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I remember the last time we did, I hosted a community tournament like a few months ago. And I don't think anyone from this lobby was in there, but I think it was Swedish as well. Won a little bit of money. Good old days. Did Team 18 quit? Did like die first or something? They did die first. Basically first and second time too. Sorry, I'm very antisocial, but I'm also this. I'm the whole production here, so I need to like multitask a lot. So has our... I'm a bit sad. Yeah, Corey Maltesers have been doing a lot of really good plays here today, but we haven't... I sadly haven't caught it on camera. I see them on the kill feed a lot, making a lot of interesting plays. But it definitely have a... I don't know if we have like a... Let me ask if we have like... I'm gonna ask if there's any updated standings anywhere that we can use. Oh, they're actually asking in the chat as well. I'm curious to see how the score looks. Again, because I think Maltese... Oh, Battle Fight, wait. Battle Fight. Is there a Battlefield link? Oh, okay. ApexLeague.se should have it. 19.2 here. Oh yeah, wow, okay, this is advanced stuff. They got a full thing. What? Okay, they definitely calculate the points a little bit differently because he said they have 100 place points, 24 kills, 200 points. Is this accurate? There's definitely different values in ALGS, I can definitely tell. So right now on top we have 240p. That's Maltesers team. I'm not surprised by that at all. They have 200 points. That's an interesting score system. Definitely, it screwed my brain a little bit. I thought I was looking in the wrong place. You have Atmosphere, and this is from game 1. We haven't gotten the game 2 score just yet. We're still waiting for that before we head into the next game. I will keep you guys updated when it has updated. This should be about the time when there's a new game. Kills? I'm not sure how the kills are calculated. It seems to be like I think 1 kill is worth about 4 points. Yeah, 1 kill seems to be worth about 4 points. And first place is worth 100. Go close the window. Poor neighbors. We're back. How to tag a friend if you don't have one? Just tag me on Skypad. Just taking a little bit of break, guys. Getting a little bit of water, stretching your legs, whatever. Hitting that like button, of course, if you enjoyed the stream so far. Ottr week. So yeah, again, still no teams playing zone as much as I would like. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's a spectator issue, but I'd say, yeah, there's still no zone teams. None whatsoever. Very curious to see how that will change, if we're going to see more teams. If you're watching my stream, obviously you should be watching my stream now, guys. There's a 10-minute delay. You're pretty sure they've started by now, but just literally, whatever teams, it definitely appears that, so 1 win is worth 100 points, 1 kill is worth 4. The ratio is different compared to ALGS, because in the ALGS, 1 win is worth 12 points and 1 kill is worth 1. I'd almost argue... Wait, is the math the same? I'm really bad at math. What's the ratio there? I'm not gonna do the math. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but in my mind, it seems like placements is worth at least slightly more in this system rather than the ALGS. If you can get a good placement... Okay, you're not allowed to use them. Okay, let's see what happened. Yeah, because I did use a heat shield. And I wasn't sure if it was allowed or not. There's an issue with support. Even in competitive, when you have the competitive settings, it doesn't spawn heat shields because heat shields would ruin competitive. But for whatever reason, support legends spawn heat shields anyways. When you open the bins. But this is ain't that cheating? No, because the game hasn't started yet, and it's a 10-minute delay, so it's not a problem. Okay, I want to make a retcon to what I said previously. I just talked to the admin. So apparently, this has... I should have asked about that beforehand. That's on me. Placement does not matter, actually, which is probably why all the teams are on edge. Because apparently only kills matter. Now, you could make the argument you would get more kills by playing zone for some of these teams, because teams have to rotate in and get kills. I'm taking all that back, so it's just kills that matter. So he's waiting now for the next game to start. Hope you guys have enjoyed stretching your legs out. I'm just keeping an eye on the Discord. I'm also doing a few things at the same time. I'm multitasking, bad caster, Sumi. They're actually, I think they might be putting in a, never mind, I'm wrong. Let's dive into it. Game 3. Let me see if the standings have updated as we head into things. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the casting. I've done it in well. Alright, let me see. So let's just take a look at the points. So I was wrong. It is not your... Apparently only, again, apparently placement does not matter. It's a problem with the site. The only thing that matters is your kills, in which 240p has 37 kills by game 2. Wallace Victor, which is Safi's team, is on second place with 27, and Pigeon Gang, Cool JB, I'm gonna try to remember these team names, is 21. I should ask them to do this. I'll do that next time.
A1 commentary. Keep up the good work, Ottr.
Thank you, Drake. I appreciate it, man. Alright. So with that in mind, I'm not dealing today, so it's shaky. Imagine having UT with T side gel instead. I don't know if that's shade. I assume it is. So team 18, I guess, had enough. Apparently they broke the putting in the names. That would have made my life a lot easier. I don't know the names of half of these teams. But I think it was called Pigeon Gang is on third place. That was, where the hell is Pigeon? Safi's team. So I'll remember that now. That's Pigeon Gang. I'm gonna call these guys SRC, but they're not actually SRC because I have a third guy who isn't on there. And yeah, let's just see what happens. See if anything changes. See if this, let's see if this is like a contest on Skyhook. Or if things are going to be different. They can spot each other here. They can definitely tear this another contest off the rip here. Kroon. Actually, a third team here entering Skyhook. Potentially going to be playing for the third party here. We will simply have to wait and see what happens. Seems to be the same split as well. And Nizidia might actually end up getting triple landed on. Never mind. Team 17 with Norberg. Actually, all triple lands on the same building as well. Not knowing that they're pigeonholing themselves into one building like this. I'm not the IGL. I'm not the one playing. I'm sure they have a good reason for that. But it is probably going to cost them this game as well. Because it did not work out last time. Demonics and Lift is playing on the north end of the map here, just chilling. And again, they might be waiting for an opportunity to run in a third party. This is not as free of a fight for SRC as it was in the previous game. We will simply have to wait and see what happens. Any other contests we should be looking out for? There is 2 teams on Siphon.
Enemy over there.
And other than that, things seem to be chilling. This is when I would plug a sponsor, if I had one. Again, SRC is one of those teams that have been, they play in the CCs, which is the Challenger Circuit. It's one step below the ALGS. If there's one team I would imagine to do well in this tournament, it would be them. And I'm actually surprised to see the Pigeon Gang doing as well. Because of that. And there's actually a fight here. Wait, there's just a duo here in the tunnel. Kueli and Freakidish is going to have to fight off a whole team, but they actually end up running away. At the same time, however, SRC has closed in on this other team that I don't know what they're called, and they're slowly working their way in, playing with the angles, looking for an opening, because they know they do pack a punch if you get caught off guard. Kroon actually tanking a lot of perma damage, and that's the opening SRC we're looking for. Rickaball coming in, knocking him out. Norberg, last man standing. All he can do is pray and say his goodbyes because it's already over, and SRC once again has control over Skyhook. Some teams, this team here, Winnie and Lift, is getting a little bit of a squeeze here on Freakidish as well. They might not actually be aware of the team that's just lurking right next to them, so I take that back. Take a look here what's happening over in Lava Fisher, because there's a siege breaking out here between Pagliko and Softe, who was ratting in the previous game here. And I don't, GTZ actually, so let's see how they deal with GTZ with this precision. Actually ends up trading. GTZ one man down. This might be terrible for them with a massive crossfire, but the wall from the Newcastle ends up working against them, ends up canceling the crossfire, and ends up with only Hepton going down and GTZ winning this quick fight. Rasmus, look at him, and Tonus, on the other hand, are moving their way into Lava Fisher here, looking for a third party. They were hoping the fight would have been going on for a little bit longer. Did not work out how they wanted to. Freakidish and Kueli is actually going to where the fight previously was here, up in Skyhook, trying to grab a little loot, trying to, you know, gas himself up. It's gonna be a little bit difficult as a duo, but SRC, they spotted it, they saw it. 2 people coming in there with the Valkyrie ultimate. They see the white armor, and now they're just gonna go for it. They know exactly what to do here. There's gonna be a free fight, 3 points, rather 2 points for free. Never mind, so they actually didn't use the Valkyrie coming in, but it is still a duo, and it did still leave the trails. Is he going to go down? Oh my god, the Valkyrie gets away with about 1 HP. Let me take a look at that. Actually, with about 30. It is rough here. If they can land safely and run away, maybe they'll have more of a chance. SRC wants to get that fight. And they're actually just tossing Maggie Qs, blindly trying to catch them off guard. It is not working out, however. And I'm gonna try to catch up with them later, but we're going to turn our attention back into Fragment East, where Gretwold and company is taking a lot of damage on the rotation here. Too bad. Between 2 teams here, actually, Step on the Flavor and Smogek and Skag putting targets on their own backs. Wait, rule in ALGS about super gliding? It's allowed to super glide in the ALGS. You're not allowed to script super glide. A little bit of pokes here onto Clang Lang's team here. Just using that Pathfinder zipline to zoom across the map. Massive cube coming in from Newcastle as well. And they're taking the balloon as well. They want to rotate a little bit farther. Everyone wants to go position right now. Okay, I think some teams might have ended up watching my advice here. Taking my advice here and getting position. We'll simply have to see what ends up happening here. In the meantime, Malteser, Triple Take, and Corey might run into Sife's team here. Might end up getting a little bit of kills.
I think someone's targeting me.
Alright, a third retcon, guys. Placements do matter. Everything matters. Kills are... It's just weird. The points are weird. Alright, let's just approach this as any other tournament. So then, yeah, if placement matters, this position makes a lot of sense from Congo's the flavor. I think they want to fight, however. A lot of the teams want to fight. And Akealove and the Barghatan actually has a really good spot because he could pull up towards this side of the map. But let's take a look over at the SRC here, who have found themselves in the middle of 3 teams. Slowly getting a little bit of damage here, and it actually ends up being GTZ again. 2 teams with the same approach to the game, it seems. Both of them wanting to fight. And this might end up being disastrous for the 2 favorite teams as Nasidia takes a massive pounding from Swentek and Amakon in Yugoslavia. And they just try to reset the fighter, but Nasidia is... boom! Nasidia is stuck on the low ground here. He's gonna get a portal from Icy Boy to get the reset here so they can get up on high ground. And this will end up putting Sventek and Yugoslavia in between them instead. Let's see how that works out for them in a little bit. Because in the meantime, we're going to be watching Maltesers here chasing down a Revstick and Egg Buddha even. Actually, Egg Buddha is even dead already. It's not dead, he's just riding in the corner. But he's gonna die now, that's for sure. 1v3 does not work out for the Maltesers. They will take Corey, trying to reset. Third party coming in, Congo, Stepan, and LaFlavor instantly ready to go. You can see the value from the Caustic here, putting down a few traps, putting down a little bit of safety for him and his team. Gibraltar ultimate coming out from triple take to hold him off, and this stops LaFlavor and his team from pushing in for the time being. In the meantime, however, SRC here playing the little corner here, playing on the cave, the entry to the cave, getting a little bit of entry damage on the Bloodhound. Is it enough to push? They say they haven't decided just yet. They want another opening before they make the decision. And you can see that GTZ is definitely hearing these gunshots. They can tell that something is about to go down, but little do they know that NLE, Candyson, Dal, and Lil Aim is right on their heels here, ready for the third party. I just have to figure out where they are. Some shots coming in here. Hapton trading with Yugoslavia. Winnie actually got knocked somehow by GTZ here. This is a a lot of things going on at once here, chat. I am sorry, it is going to be very hard to cover. So in the meantime, let me take a look here. These 2 teams, it's a duo. Okay, let's jump right back. See if we can decipher what's going on. Wallen here playing on the high ground with all the snipers, just shooting. That's how they got down. That's how Lil Lane were not having it. That's how Winnie died with that Bloodhound, or sorry, Revenant. But let me take a look over here. Safi, Pigeon Gang, second in place in kills right now, second in points as well. Can they get away from this fight? Skag, Smog, and Berkeberg is moving up, claiming that loot for themselves. Safi just trying to get around. Nasidia for SRC actually going down here across the map here. Mayborn, Icy Boy, going to try to get the reset off, going for the revive, already 2 man down, only Mayborn left here, dying to GTZ, who's on the Prowler from the north. We're going to switch over to GTZ as they take a look at this. Can they get the cleanup here? This high ground is hard to push, especially with the new castle ultimate, the castle wall holding them off. Let's see what happens. SRC hiding here in the corner, trying to stay alive, not expecting all of GTZ to run up just like that. Okay, sorry about that. There were some issues with the lobbies, and I would love to have the names, but it's not happening. Smog actually ended up going down here to Seppi, and this is what I was expecting. These guys have been showing they know what they're doing. They've been showing that they're one step above a lot of the teams in this lobby, and it was surprising to see that they would run away. But now they have 1 man up against Skag, and the question is if they'll go with that. They're looking for the opening, maybe even trying to a little bit of damage here. Seki on the prowl here on the flank with the Rift, going to get a huge angle. They are completely unaware of his existence at the moment. A lot of respect here out of these teams. He does go for a little bit of damage, only hitting a 14. In the meantime, however, Wallen and Kuweli ended up exchanging blows here. Wallen going down here, but thanks to Newcastle, they're going right back up. Will they stay alive here? They ended up eliminating Team 10, which was a duo. I don't think there were a duo in the lobby, so maybe there was an issue there. Birkeberg ends up dying on the rotate. Now it's only Skag left. Up to Skag to run away, survive. Can he do it? It is a Bangalore. Can run fast. Can put the little smokes down. We'll simply see how he approaches the situation. But the polls say no. He does have the RE45, which he just ends up gifting to Stepan, Flavor, and Congo. In the same vein, Fragment East is getting real tight here with 3 teams right on top of each other. Lift trading blows, not really connecting against Yugoslavia, who now has the upper hand here with his team. It's actually, he doesn't at all. I'm pretty sure this guy is a solo player. He gets 2! Can he get a third one? His only winning left in a 1v1 against a lifeline, but the third pretty comes in and kills Yugoslavia, despite him almost getting the 1v3. Oh, that is a shame. That is so sad. Can we get a like in the chat for teams in Yugoslavia? Oh, man. That man is like Yugoslavia. Gone. Alright, so let's see if Zeki can make a play here, because it ends up being a pretty close trade with that Horizon a little bit. 1v1, Eva 8 versus Prowler. He does end up winning it. This may be huge, but he does have to reset because more teams are coming left. Flavor and Congo is running up. Perfectly timed. Can he get the resets? They can't get the kill on the Wraith here, so they choose to go for the second best. All the loot to control the space. To do a cheeky reset finish here, but it's not working. He's just shaking his head in please. He's pleading to his sense of humanity, but he does not care. In the meantime, Winnie and company ended up getting a reset here and actually are running away. Almost getting 1v3 and now just trying to get away as fast as they can. Zaki playing outside of the zone, outside of the circle, trying to heal up, trying to reset. Grab the banners later. He knows that this team is going to loot here forever. They can't take their time. Zone is closing. 25 seconds on the clock here. We'll simply have to wait and see what happens. SRC, at the same time, have been playing out in the zone. Healing up, crafting, looting, just responding to Twitter DMs. I don't know. And now they're going to be flying in. They might actually end up landing on GTZ, who's looking the completely other way. Let's see if this works out. Goose and Mangi playing the edge here, getting bullied with the Wrecking Ball. The abilities coming in. Little Lane just spamming them. Doesn't seem like anything is going to happen here, though. But Wallen taking a fighter, rotating with Clang Langs, looking to get a little bit of space here. Don't have the best place to fight. And getting pressured from the back as well. And they decide that we're going to go down here. We don't want to end up being in the middle of several teams. SRC, however, who I wanted to see when they landed, hits a fat super glide there. Mayborn actually ended up getting a very good position. But let's take a look at GTC here, who has to hold off Cool JWB and Gretwold if they do want to survive here. If they win this fight, they have a lot of control over the bridge, a lot of control over the space in the late game, and they definitely want it. They even, the enemy team here that has a lot of, or rather, no space to play with, they have to get in because the zone is pushing them in the back. They just have to run forward. Doesn't matter that they deal more damage. Lickstock trading a lot of damage, taking a lot of damage as well. This is not as clean as they would hope, but it appears that no team is coming from behind. They can make this fight happen. They can make this fight work. Off-screen, Maltesers get a few more kills, wiping down Congo and Stepan. We're going to keep watching this fight to see how GTC cleans it out. Because it might actually end up being close. I say, as Hefton hits a fat headshot with that Mastiff. Let's move on back to SRC, who's fighting off Candice and Little Aim. Getting absolutely wiped by that crossfire. It is just deadly to deal with. There's nothing they can do. Just going down. The team plays are just too hard. SRC, once again, on top, having a great position. Now, they don't have the ending. I keep a close eye here on Vaihotan and Ikea that I mentioned earlier. They have a great position. I called it out like 5 minutes ago in Zone 1. This is a good place to be, and it's turning out great for them. They have control of the zone. I don't even know where this one closes, but no other team is here. No other team dares to go here. If they just put enough damage down, it's gonna end up perfectly for them. Winnie and Liv moving up then, however, trying to get into the zone, trying to get a place to rat from. Unbeknownst to them, running into Mengi and triple take on the flank here, or rather taking that space for himself. Trying to get a little bit of damage down, trying to get somewhere in the zone that they can play. SRC, the same thing, just trying to scout out, figure out what they can do. Double red and gold again, fully kitted, getting all the information that they need. Winnie and Liv are just trying to stay alive here with the Pathfinder, with the Revenant, the worst legends to try and stay alive with, honestly. Making a bit of a Revenant, maybe a last-ditch effort here, trying to get into a better position. But if they get sent back, that might be GG's. Left has 1 health to his name, or rather 1 shield. No, that's toxic gas not letting him stay there. They have to go back to the totem, but they can see that there's only one team playing here. And at the same time, SRC is walking up here on the left, getting a perfect timing on a third party, getting the damage with the Q. Let's see what they end up doing against the other team. Vaihodan, that's the one. RE45 coming in clutch here with an insane amount of damage. 2 kills. Can he get the last one? Can he at least stay alive? That's all that matters. Liv ends up taking down Icy Nasidia versus that guy. Going down. There's only maybe one left. Can he get the clutch? He does get the clutch here against IKEA, but now the third party's coming in. GTC can tell that there was an opening here. 2 good teams have been feuding, and it was close. And if they can get the finishes here, they have access to everything. Actually, they end up getting the kills. Only Liv left standing, and now he's dead as well. Boel equals bot, hiding in a corner, trying to stay alive in between 2 teams. The teammates just went down to what I assume to be Maltesers and company. Just chilling. There's only one of SRC's comp team in the tournament. Icy Boys are comp. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep calling him SRC because that's the only way I remember it. I'm making up my own names because there's a bug with the lobbies right now. It doesn't show team names. Supposedly. So Bold Bot is just trying to make it happen, but GTC can tell this guy's solo gets stuck. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. 2 of the team favorites, Corey Maltesers Double Take versus GTZ. Corey and company has a lot of control. They're taking a lot of space, holding out GTZ. All they have to do is just wait, play this slowly, and they will win the game. GTC making a portal play here with Krizet, trying to get an off angle here. Maybe get a kidnap. No, just looking for the off angle, but taking a lot of damage from the RE45. Is he going to go back and reset? That seems to be the case. At the same time, we're going to take a look over at Corey's team. Still just chilling. They know that they have it in the bag. In about half a minute or so, the zone's going to close and every team will have nothing to play. Portal may have come in a little bit early. Maltesers gassing it up. These 2 teams are both good, but at the end of the day, it comes down to whichever team has the most space, and that just happens to be Maltesers team. 243 is what they call it. Chip Porter coming in with the Bangalore ultimate, however, this does mean that they can blow up Maltesers if they hit their shots, if they coordinate properly. But will they end up doing it? Maltesers taking a lot of damage, going down, Hepton getting the kill. There is a 2v3 situation. Maltesers team is not having a good time. Corey taking a lot of damage as well. They end up trading. It's a 2v2, but they have the high ground. They have the smoke, a rapid gas. 2v1. Oh, Hepton goes down. Corey in double take. Team Maltesers looking very good right now. Getting another win on the board. Good stuff. You can definitely tell there's a fold of some teams that are way above the others. And again, that's Maltesers team. You have SRC, you have GTZ, and you have, I wanted to say, what are they called? Safi's team. They did die earlier, but they definitely, and Pigeon Gang, of course. But they definitely have had a presence in these games. Excited to see where we're going. We're at the halfway point with the game free. The 6 games in total. Winner wins 150 schmackaroos. Second place gets some cool posters. Third place gets, what is it they get, Ottr? They get a big case of energy drinks from Protein Bolaget. It's gonna be great. And then, of course, we have an MVP that we get to assign at the end of the tournament. So far, we haven't seen one player, you know, go off hard enough where I could say that they have been a menace on their own. I do want to give a shout out to Yugoslavia here, the only PC player on his team here, who almost 1v3'd this team, Winnie's team. And It's a shame we didn't get this, you know, he didn't get to pull it off. The third party came around, but that could have been a huge moment for his team. Don't know if it was MVP worthy, but definitely an interesting moment. I wonder if we're gonna see more of that as the tournament progresses. We're halfway in. It can go either way. We'll take a look at the points in a little bit. It has to update. It's about when the game starts. In about 4 minutes, we'll be watching some Storm Point. Very excited to see how that works out. So someone said his stream is laggy. I think that might be a problem on your end. You're the only person complaining about it. Oh man, I have an old one here. This one's gross. Not even cold anymore. Alright. Sorry, I'm multitasking, guys. Hope that's fine. There's nothing happening anyways. It's a great time for you guys to go get something to drink. Hit the like button on the stream. Maybe subscribe. Check out some Ottr content. Again, this is a Swedish Apex League. It is a third-party league hosted by... I assume Bladen is hosting it. I don't really know, like... I guess they call themselves the Swedish Apex League. It's hosted by those guys. They just asked me to cast. I was like, sure, I'll cast. This sounds like fun. Because I really want the Swedish scene to maybe get a little bit more ice on it. I used to stream in Swedish forever ago. And before I went Mr. International, like we're talking 3-4 years ago. But I generally want to see Apex be more popular in Sweden. I mean, you go to Sweden, you buy a monster, it has like the Apex Legends thing and whatever on it. Like it's... Nobody knows what it is though. Nobody plays Apex here, it's crazy. It's like Warzone, Fortnite, Counter-Strike. Hard to break into the scene here. And that's also funny, like in... I'm not saying I'm super famous. I'm a niche micro celebrity, but like if I walk around in some countries, like more people will recognize me than in Sweden. Like I can go around in Sweden. I was at when I go to DreamHack. Yeah, if I go to DreamHack, right? Like most people don't know who I am because like nobody cares about Apex. Or very few people care about Apex in Sweden, which is a shame. It's a good game and there's a good community. And again, there's a lot of pro players, but there's not a lot of casual Apex players in the Swedish scene. It appears. So like if I'm when I was at DreamHack, there was like nobody there. Again, we checked all the monitors out and all of DreamHack. Nobody was playing Apex. Nobody was watching Apex. It was Fortnite, Counter-Strike, or something like that. Zero interest on that front. And again, the reason I'm saying I didn't get recognized is because when we're at ALGS, and obviously it's ALGS, so there will be a higher concentration of Apex enjoyers. But I got recognized a lot in London, so. Keeping that in mind. Am I competing too? Just doing commentary? Just doing commentary. Alright, I got some stuff here from Bladen. Okay, so I got a... I got a cheat sheet here from from the admins. Tell me keep up with which team is which. So I'll just look at the team name and then the name. Hopefully we can do that. Hey Nick. Alright, so now we're gonna have 3 games of Storm Point. Again, this is a best of 6. Let me just tab down, take a peek at the score. Yes, the score has updated. There's never anything to see here at the start anyway, so let's just take a look at this to see what the standings are. Let's take a look at the top 5. Number 1, we got 240p, Maltesers team, still dominating the leaderboard. 58 kills, 235 place points. We have Snap Honan as 2nd place with Heptin. And then we have Valdesvik Snapoikar with Seki, Sefaseki on the 3rd place. Those guys are in the money. And then we have Mayborn. And we have Cool JW. Pigeon Gang in the top 5. And things will probably change a lot because when you move to Storm Point, a lot of things change. Storm Point is played out a little bit differently. Different teams are rewarded for different playstyles. We just simply have to wait and see how it goes. Oh, back up. Oh. As a Swede, I got a dime chocolate bar, just a little bit of chocolate to enjoy. This was as a pick me up. I'm definitely needed because casting this way is extremely draining. Not complaining, just stating the facts.
Enemy far.
A lot of energy.
Don't let them slip away.
Or should what? Where's the Mirage? Oh, sure.
We should continue there.
Target spotted. Far off.
Sorry about the map. It's the only way I can switch teams just by looking at the map. Let's see. There seems to be a contest over at the wall to begin with. I wonder if these teams called. Wait, how many teams is that? I just got bamboozled. We got Whitney here with the Mirage pick against SRC. See what Mayborn and the company can do. Moving over super glide. Better not be scripting Mayborn, I believe said. Sorry.
Enemy over there. Target over there.
Yeah, a lot of contests be breaking out here. Let's take a look over at Malteser's team for a little bit. See what's happening here. Getting some good damage in. It's a 2v1. 3v1.
Joker right here.
Coeli is running away. Not much to see here. So let's take a look at GTZ, who's contesting for Mill. And they actually lost one member already. Can they end up winning this, though, with one man down? We will see later. Because in the meantime, SRC continues with their contest. Getting one knock on Winnie. It's a 2v3 situation. They're heading in, they're closing the gap, getting the finishes. But Liv and the company is not running away. They're standing their ground. Albeit in the low ground. Actually, it's just Liv. That's my bad. Only one man standing. Can he make the play there? He's going for it. At least he tried. Moving back, we got GTZ here. Also trying to make a mark themselves. 2v3 against a team that has a man up, but tanking it very slowly. Taking it very methodical. Not wanting to go in too far or too hard, too early. Throwing the game. Good beams here from Lixo. With that Prowler, definitely slept on weapon for sure. However, they are falling back here. The game is taking a little bit of a slower turn, but they don't know that all this time they wasted means that a team is going to come in from down beast. They're walking straight into the mouth of Lidl. But there's the entry damage coming in here, not getting the knock on them as they were healing up. Sorry, I'm just opening my cheat sheet because I'm tired of saying the names. It's up team names, team 3. This is Snap Hana now. Taking a 2v. They're now playing this as duos. 2 Snap Hanas. They can do it. I wonder if they are from Skåne or if they just like the word. Either way, let's take a look over here. Then it's a little bit of a fight. Never mind. Okay, things will cool down a bit. See what's happening. Skag, Smoke, and Burgerberg. So this is Team Cherry on top, getting stuck in between two teams, not knowing what to do with themselves, completely beyond themselves. Skag making a move here, trying to find a way out. A lot of knocks on a lot of teams. There's, I think, 4 teams in this little area here, and none of them know what to do. Burgerberg and company is stuck in between everyone. Can I please switch to POV? Sventik and Amakon Yugoslavia are actually... I'm gonna watch some Yugoslavia. Let me see the Yugoslavia. After the play he did last game, I'm super excited to see what he can pull off. So let me see what he can do. Not a good start here, but I end up getting a knock anyways. Now, training from 4 teams, there are now 3 teams. With Skag and Berkenberg trying to make things work here. Playing as a duo stuck in a house between a rock and a hard place. The Flavor and Stepan moving up here with their third teammate. 14 at 2v3. Berkenberg and Skag have seen better days. It turns out that they actually managed to do a little bit of a wall jump here. Jump even, trying to get that banner. There you go, getting the banner. They managed to just run away to get the rest. In the meantime, Sventik and Amakon Yugoslavia are committing to that fight against the other full team. That one being Congo and Stepan, Team 11, as in SMM. Who's just trying to lay down the law here. Skag and Briggenberg are taking their time though. They don't want to leave just yet. I think they are a little bit greedy for it, if I can input my own input here. They should probably look for a way out here, get the revive. They have the beacon. I think, yeah, revive will force those teams to come at you, but you're really tempting fate here by sticking around. Let's see what ends up happening with all this fate tempting that they're currently doing. It doesn't land on when I tab out, like when I tab out. I'm aware about that. In the meantime, though, SRC, or rather, Nis Armin Papa, is doing the IMC. They were ever just finished, right in front of Maltesers at 240p. So the question is if... Oh no, they're landing right on top of 240p. This might end up being disastrous for the team here. Let's see what ends up happening then. This is not looking good at all. Trying to get that Bangalore ult, actually panicking a little bit. Both sides of this fight, trying to reset, trying to not panic too hard. Maltesers on the low, but trying to get some damage in and almost dying in the process. I think SRC can tell there's an opening here and they will probably look for something. A lot of 1v1s breaking down. Mayborn taking on double take. Maltesers trying to take a 1v1 in, but not connecting the shots with the PK. Now it's just Corey against the world. And it is not happening. Corey goes, maybe a little bit too early, never mind. Mayborn gets away in the city, however, with 1 health. SRC remains standing. In the meantime, however, let's see. Skag actually ended up running away, looking for the revive here. But I think it might have taken too long because Sperkenberg ended up going down. Now it's only Skag left standing, and I don't think they're gonna let you get the banner. Actually, Maggie died all the way over here. Bit of a wasted opportunity. Sorry, I'm hungry. GGG is playing edge here, chilling. As soon as stay as far back as it can and just hit the scan here to see where all the enemies are. If you're gonna way through it, I realize we can probably go for here.
We should probe that sector over there.
These two teams are right on top of each other. Gretvold and Abo. This comes down to timing. Looking the right way at the right time. In the meantime, however, Yugoslavia ends up taking down Sefi, and well, this character goes down. But it wasn't a clean fight. It was a big trade. Skag actually ended up looking for it as the last member on his team. It's really bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm eating candy and talking at the same time. I'm sorry about that.
Helmet here. Level 4.
I'm surprised Skag is still alive. I ended up getting 2 banners as well. If he can make the escape here, it's not looking good, however. Good damage, though. Very good damage on the pursuers. If he can somehow survive this. Can you get the knock here? One shot. All you need. Oh, that's huge. If he can stay alive now. If he can't, then it doesn't matter. Unlucky. Wait, it's a third party? No! So apparently it's Stepan. Valk ulted to chase the kill and he hit the mountain, landed and killed this guy. If it wasn't for that, he probably would have gotten out of that alive with a knock because you can't stick around getting down like that. A valiant effort for sure from Skag, but it didn't work out. Goose and Company, Team 15, CSE Lobin wants to see them in the lobby. Let's see if he ends up doing just that. Moving up on his team, unbeknownst to them. Do they end up getting the pick here or not? The Bloodhound scan comes in and is no longer a surprise. And the Zedia, however, getting a massive beam here on 2 members. Pike Knuckle and the Loba. Giving you guys a show there against the Loba. And a big fight happening here with Mayboy getting a huge pick here against Atmospherian. This is going to turn into a bloodbath, hopefully in favor of SOC. Let's see how they end up playing it. They have a whole team running up here on Nizide as well. This can end up being catastrophic if they look the other way. Turns out to be just fine for them, however. They have to manage this properly. So if they actually did not grab the banners, but it did get away. He's hiding, shaking, cowering. He's beyond himself. His teammates are falling. Let me see over here then, see if this fight has turned into anything. There's been a little bit of poking here from both of these teams, but it appears that none of them have really committed to the fight. So let's just move on to watch someone else. Yugoslavia here with Sventek. I want to see if they can make it something happen. Quelly here on the left.
Hostile over there.
Just a one rat.
Say we move there.
Okay, let's go back to
Let's
SRC.
relocate there.
It would be so cool if I had like another screen just for my map. That'd be kind of cool. Very convenient.
Let's displace there.
Spotted a rat here. Completely free kill for them. But he ends up taking the Valkyrie here. Scythe, does he get away in time? Taking a lot of shots from the rest of the lobby. Shots not connecting, however, just painting a nice target of Valkyrie in the sky. He gets away. But does he land in a full different team? We will have to wait and see if Scythe does make it out of here in one piece. It does appear like it. That one piece is real. In the meantime, however, LaFlavor, the Congo, and Stepan are still fighting in an incredibly extended fight to the point where Mangi and Boel and Goose are also stuck in the zone. They're going to have to go for the Valkyrie ult, which will come out any second. LaFlavor is also going for the Valkyrie. They don't want to stay. Lixo and Heptine playing on the edge here. Just trying to make things happen. It might end up getting landed on by this full stack if they spot the duo with the Valkyrie passive. Let's end up seeing, or rather, let's see if it ends up giving the rats away. It appears it doesn't, and this might end up playing to GTZ's favor. Instead, they spot the full team here. Oh no! Oh no! These guys want to rat. They don't know it's a full duo waiting for them. This might end up being disastrous. They're waiting. Hepton and Elixir is so ready for this. They don't know. They have seen the steps, but do they know? They don't know. Massive damage opening on the Valkyrie, but it doesn't work out. And they try to shoot the Bloodhound, but Hepton just goes down without actually getting a knock. Lixo in a 1v3 situation. That's the Seer. 1 HP left. Cannot lose it. If there's any man I would want to pull off the clutches here, it would not be Lixo. And maybe I sold the short draw because he gets a good edge damage hit, but he doesn't get it. I'm sorry, I'm toxic. Let's see here. We have Yugoslavia here fighting off Mangi and Bullbot, trying to control the edge. A lot of teams want to control the edge. Again, nobody playing zone. Scythe, the lone rat Valkyrie, sitting on what could be not necessarily God spot, but where the zone pulls. Might end up getting a pretty good placement here just from not playing the game. Maybe that was the strategy all along. Just ask anyone in the ALGS. Let's watch the ASRC, however, and see what they do. If they can sniff the rat down as it did previously, or if he will stay alive. I was gonna say that I wanted to say something. If you guys enjoyed the stream so far, obviously hit the like button, and I wanna.
Let's check out that area.
He is right there. Ooh, that was close. That was very close. Everyone's looking for him, but he's not there. Where is he? Very confused. Scythe gave his own position away. That may not have been the play. Now SRC knows there's a guy here, probably a rat. They're already looking for him. It's not gonna end up like how they want it. But make sure to join the Reddit r/Ottr. Go ahead to subscribe. We hit 1,000 subscribers on Ottr recently. If you make some cool posts there, we can react to them in the future. I'm really looking forward to see more of your content there. And Scythe goes again, but does he get beamed on the flight this time? No, he actually takes less damage, a little bit less. But might end up landing right on top of these two teams fighting. If he ends up doing this properly, Scythe might end up actually surviving for a little bit longer. Instead, he does end up landing right on Dal. Maybe they weren't paying attention. He's trying to get that rat spot. It's not looking good. You can sense the blood in the water. They can sense the free kill point. They want them. Dal moving up. Candyson moving up. A little A moving up. They want this so bad. Scythe shaking in his boots right now, not having a good time in his computer chair. The question is, well, maybe he's unconscious, maybe he's lounging in the sofa. What do I know? But he wants to stay alive. And somehow Scythe ends up getting a pretty good position because SRC ended up pushing Little Aim and company, getting a massive stake from Icy Boy here. Massive damage. Ends up taking a little bit extra more damage than he bargained for. Trying to get that 1-1. Does not get it. Does not connect Mayborn. Putting a lot of damage down. Little Aim going down. Finally, 3v2 situation. But it is tight. It is not as close as they have wanted. It is not as good of a fight as SRC wanted. End up catching the Wraith here with a good entry. Like a pop flash, but an arc star, pop arc star, we'll call him that now. Very well played, good teamwork there from the team. Getting that easy kill, cleaning it up, staying alive, like a third party. But speaking of third parties, there's a massive fight here on the edge by the spiders. Look at Team Erasmus fighting against Fireheart and Ikea, who's actually triple man, basically ratting, playing as small as humanly possible here to avoid taking too much pressure. Sventek and Yugoslavia Amakan is fighting, but Yugoslavia ended up going down to SWB. I said it wrong. I'm not gonna apologize.
Enemy spotted.
I'm just looking at the map here, trying to see where we can see. So there's a lot of stuff going. I want to spectate the high ground team, but it doesn't let me. Let me select them. Here we go. Nope. Resmus, please. Here we go.
Level 3.
So this is not a good situation as a low ground team. Like the team here, Luca team, Tonus, and Resmus, team 9, Yasin's Poigar. They have a decent place here. They can kind of play the edge here, try to make something happen. But the team below them is not having a good time here because they have to somehow stay alive with the zone closing. I don't think they're gonna be within the circle in the next zone. Or they actually might end up being like just sitting at the very edge. Actually, yeah, they're sitting on the very edge there, but it's not looking good for them. Scythe actually making some rat plays here within the vicinity of Softa. This is a rat off. Let's see what ends up happening. Can Scythe make it? Could sense something was up. Spots the Seer here. The rat off. The 1v1 zone in the back, but Scythe is trying to get out of there. There you go, getting the kill. The superior rat wins again. He still has a new Valkyrie ult if he ends up taking too much pressure. Sventek, Amakan trying to go in with the Pathfinder zipline. Amakan getting a decent spot here in the bottom of the quad. And Scythe just chilling nearby. However, SRC putting a lot of damage down, shooting at everything that moves, looking for an opening to push. They're in the middle of the zone and they're ready for anything to happen. Vaihotan, Abu, and Ikea Lovo just chilling. No point in watching them. Cool, JWB, and Dorito Muncher Getfold are playing the edge here as well with the Caustic. Just trying to see what happens. It actually ends up pulling towards the west as well. It doesn't pull into Cascades as I initially had anticipated. Ikea Lovo and Abu are just cheering. They're so happy that the zone ends up pulling in their direction. Unbeknownst to them, when zone closes, you're not gonna get out. You have to either fight a team on the high ground here or you're screwed. SRC Mayborn ends up getting a knock here on Amakan, who's trying to revive on the edge of the zone. Massive Maggie Q here coming in, sadly not connecting, but denying a lot of space. If they can fight off all the teams on this side of the map, they will end up very much in a good position.
Let's go this way.
Scythe sadly dying, a valiant effort from the rat, but it did not work out for them at the end of the day. There are some shots, but I can't play them. I think it's And I'd argue that Stepan, Congo, and LaFlavor, depending on how they play this, might be the team that you want to look out for. SMM here has this whole area with this is the low ground that Congo's kind of standing in. And CD actually ends up fighting though. SRC pushed Sventek. He's trying to make a portal here, trying to stay alive a little bit longer. A little bit of B-hop action. And SRC ended up getting shoved out here. So while they pushed their rat to get control of the zone, ironically they got less control because now they're on the very edge with both Cool JWB and Manga Bullbot both pushing in to get the third party. This is not working out the way they wanted. Congo, however, LaFlavor, they're having a grand time here with the caustic and whatever. Valkyl coming in from a boy and Ikea out of the cave, taking the high ground and cascades, trying to get a little bit more control of the situation. They say we do not want to be stuck at the edge with no control of our fate. At the same time, look at Tim and Rasmus and Tonis also Valkyl. Everyone leaves the west side. And currently, it's even better for Congo instead because they know it's completely free. They have so much control of the space. They can just sit back, kick back their chairs, put up the camps, turn on the fire, grill some marshmallows. They have full control of the space. The whole map is on the east side, and all they have to do is just sit there and chill and have a good old time. Abba going down to SRC. I want to spectate SRC, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's gonna be very difficult because there's so many teams on the top of each other. Massive portal coming out from Team 14 here, and Congo and company is just putting damage down. We're gonna keep watching them for the rest of the game as they clean this up. SRC killing everyone, as again, like I said, I would love to watch them, but I can't because there's too many people on the top of each other. Teams on top of each other, sorry. LaFlavor moving up here. Look for the banger ult. Top 3 already. SRC versus SMM. Who is going to win? SRC does have, or sorry, SMM does have the positional advantage, but it's SRC, man. It's that they have all the kills, they have all the loots, they have the momentum to carry this win, even from a bad position. JWB goes down. It's a solo now against LaFlavor. And these guys are just waiting for a way to, or chance to run in. So find a perfect time to push in, take the fight. This might be the first win in the bag. SRC hasn't been in the late game, I think, in any game so far this series. They always go out around the middle point. This time around, however, they ended up fighting all of the teams on their own in Cascades. The whole world against them, and they still ended up on top. Mayborn, the Maggie gamer with 7 kills his name, almost a 3k damage. Only using the R400 combo, sorry, R31 and R99. Not guns you typically would farm damage with. Now, a 3v3 situation. If they can make this a win, it's going to be massive for SRC. Huge damage on Bloodhound. Can Mayborn get the massive damage here? The opening that they need to make this a victory. Bangleton, let's coming down. Switch over here. So a lot of damage, a lot of things happening at the same time. I want to make sure we're watching the right person. Here comes a wrecking ball. Might actually end up knocking them off the side. Huge! Gets a stuck. Gets a kill. It is the knockback on Konga, on Flavor. They're stunned. They don't know what to do. They're crying. They're in shambles. The Dream was dead. They had the position, but it didn't have the firepower. And SRC ends up winning that as well. I am very curious to see how much, points ended up getting this game. There was a lot of kills. I think they must have had at least 15 kills this game. Let's see what happens. Sorry, Jay, give me a second. I need to send this to Ron. Sorry, not Ron, to Modon. There you go. Oh my god. Not only did they get 15 kills, they got 23 kills that game. If that didn't shoot them to the top of the leaderboard, I don't know what would. That was a great play from SRC. Again, I wanted to spectate them, but the game didn't let me. And if you had watched that, I'm sure that would have been amazing. Teammates. I will keep that in mind for the next one. Let me take a look at the point. Oh, they already inputted game 4? Oh, they did. Oh, that's convenient. So they were really fast on the trigger getting the points in this game. Maybe they fixed they got the routine down. So end game 4 alone. Well, that's not right. It's not 35. I guess that's what the leaderboard was at. What? They did not have 35 kills. That was a misclick. They're 25, guys. A little bit too fast. 23 even. Where did he get 35 from? What? Either way. Leaderboard now says that with that game, SRC is currently on top. A massive 23 kill game. It's 35 points. Actually, that's what the 35 got from. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so the way it's okay, I got it now. This is the points. This is the points that matters. So now they have 71 points in total. So kills are basically placement plus points. So in this game, they got 35 points to propel them up the leaderboards from not even in the top 5 to number 1, right behind 240p at 60. Now, question is, can they get another breakthrough game like that, or was that a fluke? We will have to wait and see. If you need another monster chat, my throat is killing me. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go back to okay. Do I have input from that game, chat? I think that was, I definitely feel like teams are finding their stride more in the game. I feel like there's a understanding of the meta, or rather the meta way to play, but it's still falling a bit short with the rotations and whatnot. Again, one of the best places to play ended up being uncontested for a long time. A lot of teams congregating into these big pockets of 5 or more teams, just turning into a mess. What's up, R44? How you doing? Oy, oy, oy. Sorry guys, I'm just checking my Twitter. I had a thing here. Yeah, I'll be back before the new game one starts. How's something to drink? Something to eat? Great. Oh god. It's a bit hard to cast chat because I want to say like 100 things at once, but I also gotta get the fucking I gotta direct the cameras and stuff. It's like 100 things I want to say. I gotta direct the cameras, and I have one mouth. I can only say one thing at a time. I can open an ice cold monster. Take a bit extra long in between games this time. 21:34. One more minute, guys. Do we have anyone who we would say? How did Malteser's team do last game? I don't think they. This team. Wait, what are they called? Wait, what? This was not a good game for them. They're like 4 down and. Wait, did they die like... Oh, Maltesers died like first last game. I was gonna say, we didn't see them at all. I want to say that Maltesers... I would say that that team could be one of my favorite teams for this. But I feel like, honestly, SRC has been putting a massive... performance here in most games, honestly. If I'd had to give... Say like this one player to look out for, I'd say Mayborn has been having a great... impact with the Maggie in particular. As a Maggie enjoyer myself, real recognizes real. Got another dime. Time to eat. I eat more of the dime. Dime. Maybe Swedish wrote snacks. I was debating whether we should do like a gameplay stream after this, but I'm not entirely sure. We might just call it afterwards. So we'll do like, we'll watch the end of this, or like cast the end of this, whatever. We have our MVP title to give out, and then I will be probably going down because I need to work on some video stuff, so we have a new video for tonight. Subsequent. I think a big W. All right.
Weapon
Snack
supply bin
time
over
done.
there.
Definitely want to say that. It's just a wait.
Let's reposition there.
Where's Maltesers going?
Still over there.
Okay, they're searching north bad. I remember how that had contest early. SSC still has to fight off their contest, so let's see how it deals with it. Landing a little bit more aggressively, cutting off the loot here
Landed on me.
from Wallen's team. This was not a good snack for streaming, I can tell you that much. Good snack though. Let's see what they do. So these guys actually end up running towards the wall. They realize we don't have good loot. We ended up getting cut off by SRC. I'm gonna go loot in the wall. In the meantime, the mill contest continues. GTZ up against Gretwald's team. Let's see what ends up happening. They'll learn from the previous mistakes. If you want to take this contest, you need to make it happen. You can't just stand around because you're gonna end up getting pushed by the down beast.
Heavy ammo here.
Peacekeeper here. Pop-up chokes the spread.
Let's see what I end up doing then. We have Christ here with playing a pretty good Wraith here on the flank, looking for a little bit of an entry on the enemy team here. They know they just need a good beam and then they can blow him up.
Extended heavy mag here.
If we can get a crack, a big amount of damage, Lixo can throw the CRQ in and they can just try to rush in and close out the fight. So GTC actually on spec. So this is turning into a bit of a slower game. Wallens learned a lesson. Still taking a contest. Why are there two low balls here? Is that a spec? Oh, they're just like basically the same color. That's my color blindness. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if there's anything happening anywhere. These guys are going to be poking for quite some time, so there's no point watching them.
Let's check out that way, friends.
And we Yugoslavia and Sventek trying to find a way in here. He's looting up and chilling. For whatever reason, these guys were all the way down south here of Shipfall, but there is a bit of a scuffle here over at Barometer. Norberg, Kroon, and Tilja. Can he get the opening that they need on Pomperi and company? Quelly does not look like it at the same time, however. Quelly is way out in the open, completely disconnected from his team, and a big fat chunky Gibraltar is not looking good. Can he get away, however? It is not looking good. Frigadish threw down the Fuse ultimate here to give him a little bit of space and maybe allow him to escape. Phoenix Kid, 5 seconds. Bubble coming up, 3 seconds. If he can get this off, he might be able to get into the hill building and get out. At the same time, Rasmus Tonus managed to put a little bit of pressure down here as a third party, and this might be the saving grace that Kueli needed as he goes back and connects with his team. Going back over, looking at SRC, they're once again shooting all the robots in IMC, taking an easy time. Swap these with F. It does not do. None of my things are binded. I only have like TPS view on what squad it is. Alright, we got a fight here with Smog, Congo, Lefever, and Stepan, Team 11, SMM. Now the question is, did they catch...
Let's go over there.
Did they catch Cherry on Top here? Cherry on Top doesn't seem to have too much of a clue. Never mind, they both are very aware of each other, but the question is if the fight will break out or if both teams will just get out of here. Does appear like Stepan and Congo wants to step up to the challenge. Nemesis charging up. A lot of ammo, exactly what you need with this weapon to make it viable. This is an ideal range for it, but Nemesis as well. The question is if it will convert good entry damage on the Maggie. Lifeline getting cracked as well. Let's see if they will move in on that. What's that, Maggie?
We should go there.
Yeah, that was Maggie. I had to make sure. Congo, take a little bit of damage. They probably don't want to go unless they get a knock. Let me just look around the map and see if anything else is happening. We got over here, we got Grateful KJW and Dorito Muncher cowering in a corner here, kind of fighting all of this other team. It's turning into a very shaky fight here with a third party coming in. GTC watching from the edge. Take a look over what GTC is doing, just slowly playing the angles here, waiting for an opportunity to walk in. They know that there are two teams on top of each other here, but they don't know much else. Now, one of the teams aside is aware of the third party. The alerts went off. Ardal and company is running away, but into the claws of Maltesers and company coming out of down base. But Maltesers didn't see. Now, Pathfinder did not see Dal peeking him, staring death right in the face and running away. There's a lot of teams here. A lot of things happening. And at the same time, nothing is happening. Let's see what's happening over here then. Abo, Ikialo is chilling. Wait, this is a fighter. Seki, where is it? Over at High Point, potentially.
Level 2.
No, that was the... Here we go. So Skeg FPS, Birkenbergen, and Smoke finally ended up fighting. Smoke ends up getting caught by a third party. We're noticing that a lot this series, a lot of teams end up playing. They get up close to each other, they start fighting each other, and then they don't commit. And this lack of commitment is what's getting them killed. Skeg taking the portal here, not knowing that Sven is waiting right there. But all this waiting just makes third partying so much better. Sappy moving up with his team. Albatigan moving up here, getting a lot of damage and getting a knock on Mr. Yugoslavia. Not what they needed. They needed to get back a little bit here. Ash portal coming in, just trying to catch up. It's actually a crack over here as well. A battery going off. The other team. There's another team here. Pomperi, Brigadier Kueli. We're also waiting in the zone, waiting for the fight to break out. And you know, on top of that, you have Demonics, Winnie and Liv are also waiting at the edge of the zone. Now they don't seem to be fully aware that there is a big fight going on the edge here, but man, that is a big fight. Probably 5 layers of third parties here right now. Oh, I had to zoom out and make sure there weren't any more. You can even see all of the different teams here, fully ready to third party. Nasidia, however, getting a lot of kills. Where is Nasidia? I just ended up wiping a full team here. Team 4 going down without much of a fight. SRC, the only team in zone with full control, good loot, north side. It's gonna pull towards them. They could just unplug their keyboards and chill for a little while. They're gonna be chilling. Gonna have a good old time over here. Let's take a look over here, however, with Pink and Knuckle running in. Softy dying to zone. It's only Pink and Knuckle, Pike and Knuckle playing the edge here. Let's see what else is happening. And there are a lot of teams outside of Down Beast, outside of Mill. It's a powder keg waiting to be ignited. And the question is, who will be the ignited?
Enemy over there. Hostile spotted.
Might end up getting a knock here because they're not paying full attention. Good damage on the Gibraltar. Bubble coming out, however. Can they get damage they need here? It's not connecting as much as they would want to. They had to get the knock here. They had to 3-2-1 someone. And this might end up backfiring to them because now they put a large target on their back. And this team is none over the Maltesers and company. Team 6. 240p is just going to be running back into zone. However, they don't want to... They know of all the teams in the area. They know that they're going to attract a lot of attention. They do not want... They want a clean fight. They want to play this smart. They're not going to invite themselves to be grieved. Thomas, Luca, and Rasmus, however, don't have much of a choice. They're being pushed up by Gretvold, Cool JB, who get an entry damage. However, there was a bit of a trade. Good angle there onto Gretvold. Cool JB just healing up slowly. I guess they don't have a lot of heals left after all the poking that I've been doing. This is not looking great for them. And it seems to be a counter swing, a counter aggression from Luca team and Rasmus. Both teams, they're fighting to be the kings of the scrapyard here, but because none of them seem to have any good loot left. No batteries potentially. Ammo seems to be decent, but the heals are just not there. With some sniper shots coming in as well from Maltesers, it appears. And at the same time, however, Bullbot running away, getting ran down by all of this other team over here. Just let me change to little aim. Thank you. Guys, can I? There we go. Team 1. Ample. Getting some kills on the edge here, getting a little bit of control. Bullbot running away, taking a cannon here to just get away, survive a little bit longer. This is a best of 6. There's 2 more games in the tank, or rather, this is the game 5. It's 1 more game after this one. Some teams are on the top, but anything can happen. Top 3. Anything can happen. Top 3 is not in the money necessarily, but they will win prizes. Number 1 will win 150 bucks, and there's other cool prizes for the other team. So let's see what happens over here. Candice and Dal and Little Aim as they run into Winnie and TikTok and Liv.
Heavy ammo here.
Slowly running up here. Noticing a strange portal. Very confused about it. That's from the rat who was running away. But they do spot the full enemy team. This is an edge fight. None of these 2 teams are in the zone. They are unaware of the rats. They're unaware of any other team potentially being on the edge here. But I do get a lot of entry damage on the Bangalore here. And I would assume that this team is probably just going to take the gravity cannon. But Winnie goes down to the charge rifle from Dal. And now the Maggie ultimate comes in. Or rather, that's their Maggie ultimate just to stay alive a little bit longer. But Dal moves up with the Q any second now. They want to clean this fight up. They want to get the kill points. They want to have to control the loot. Massive scan from Dal coming in. Immediately getting the knock to win again. With Demonics going down as well. There is only 1 man standing left as the Maggie. Left going down. Dal, Little, and Ali having a lot of control of the edge here. Obviously, they're going to have to walk in. Hopefully, they don't get locked out. Atmospheric, Robin, and Scythe were sitting on the high ground on wall here, having a good old time. And they were not aware that SOC had been waiting for this opportunity. Both Scythe and Atmospheric, they go down immediately. Robin, a support legend, could grab the banners later on. And maybe even buy back the revive, but I don't think it's happening. He's going to try to stay alive. He wants to hold off SOC. He might even go for the shots here. I don't think he should. He just has to hope that they don't go for the push here. They don't know how much space SRC has.
Make a getaway with his
If only he had the same vision we have. If only had a recon legend, you can see that the whole server is outside of the zone. It's only SRC, GTC, SRC, and this team are the only ones playing zone. Everyone else is on the edge. Zefisaki with his team moving up here on the duo. Tilja being way disconnected from his teammate. This might end up costing him the game. Nogexti and his team, Ballistic the Quicker trying to stay alive here on the bottom. It's 3 teams on top of each other. If you do this poorly, it will end up costing you. Nogexti does have Ash's ultimate. That portal might end up coming clutch if the pressure becomes too much. You can do a quick escape into a different building, into a window, wherever you want to. You'll stay alive. There's 400 bullets on the Nemesis as well. I'm assuming out rather take a look what's happening here. Kukasaurus Rex, Egg Buddha, and Revsigan are chasing that portal as well. That is a portal from Norberg and Kroon. If I can read this correctly, that is correct. Revsigan out in the front here, trying to get the damage in as Fuse, getting good damage at the cost, getting him bamboozled. Does overcommit for it as well, getting crossfired by Pomperi and company. Gibraltar is coming down, just stunning all of them. This is a huge ultimate. Kukasaurus Rex is unable to actually deliver here. And they just have to get back so they don't get ran up on by the third party. Pomperi, Wooly, and Frigadish on the side here. Norbert Atelia extremely low as well, trying to get into zone. But Pomperi want to control the space here. At the same time, you have Nogexti, Harvetigan, and Zeki. Charge level, playing edge, looking for damage, looking for kills. They want to fall in on his choke later on, but in the meantime, you're going to have to play the edge. Pike Knuckle chilling here on the edge. I don't know what happened to the Loba. I would imagine he dies, but it's potentially even to this guy. But it's not looking good, because unbeknownst to him, Kowali, Frigadish, and Pomperi are walking up at this very moment. And he doesn't know how close it is. He's going to be forced to drop down if he wants to stay alive. Unless they turn, but I don't think they turn. They're going to try to commit to this. Zone is closing already. This is the best rotate that they can think of, but it doesn't come without a cost. Zone starts closing. Did they miscalculate? This is going to chunk a little bit. Okay, I miscalculated. It didn't hurt as hard as I thought it would. However, Pike Knuckle sees him coming. He knows he has to get an opening here. They're all coming in. He is shaking in his boots. Good entry damage on the... Amazing entry damage. Getting 2 cracks already. But he knows he has to go. Can he hit the gravity cannon? Unbeknownst to him, Icy, by the way, is waiting. You can see him coming in. However, he backs off. Doesn't want to stay. This might end up actually working out for Pike Knuckle. However, GTZ is also controlling the space on his side. He's just jumping between 2 different teams. Honestly, his best odds might have been trying to clutch it up there, because he was getting a lot of entry damage on Pomperi's team. GTC coming in here, getting the cleanup, easy 1v3. There's no way he can try to fight back. Elixir gets a pick. So let's see what happens here on the south side of the map. 3 teams going down to the massive crossfire here from all the teams controlling the choke. Staying there for a lot longer, or staying there for that long, did clearly not work out for them. 4 teams playing here. Bullbot just hiding in the corner, hoping that nobody looks in his direction. GTZ, might be killing a rat, getting pushed up from Maltesers here, getting 1 knock. Mayborn actually getting a knock from the side here. All of a sudden, it's a 2v3. Corey Maltesers and Dipple with a more aggressive composition, trying to get the kills here and control this side of the map. If they can get the wipe here, this means they can control the late game. At the same time, however, SRC ready to go for the kills here. Moving up, ready to go. Getting good entry damage here. Maybe even a Q coming in. That was, I'm watching wrong place. And I wanted to see Mayborn, but he's just holding down the fort from the back. This might end up being a bit of a mistake, because they were pushing the wrong team. That just happened to be Maltesers. They thought we were going for the duo, but they were not. At the same time, Candice and Lil M and Dal are also ready for the third party. I feel so bad for Corey's team. They thought they did a good push there, but it's just turning out to bite them in the ass. I can swear. It's okay. A lot of teams here on the south side chilling, having a good time. Despite being so close to each other, everyone's just trying to find their way in. Candice and Little M and Dal want to move in here and just play the little bunker. It's a great place to be, especially if the zone pulls here, which it has done a few times recently. It's going to be, in a few minutes, or rather a minute or so, there's going to be a massive fight breaking out on the south side. I'm hoping we'll get to capture that. Pomperi Frickidish and Quelly just standing on the edge here trying to find a way in. They know that SRC is watching, but they know if they can time this correctly, they might get in. SRC trying to control as much space as possible. They traversed this whole area before for the third party. They're trying to be as oppressive as possible, not allowing any teams to do what they want. Pomperi's teams ended up looking the other, or rather catching them looking the other way, but because of how large SRC is playing, how much they're controlling, Maggie Ball coming in and breaking that bubble. Icy Boy with the flank here, getting good, very good damage in on the unsuspecting Frickidish. This is, Jesus, it's done, they're dead, that's it. Pomperi going down. They got the wipe. At the same time, they're gonna get to control the whole area, but I want to see what's happening here on the edge of zone with Corey, Maltesers, and Divoltech. Can they actually survive this? At least five squads, an absolute Divoltech with the Kraber even. Let's watch out Divoltech here, hitting 2 shots. That might have been a finish, however. Massive shots from him. A large fight going on in the south. Lots of teams going down. Ultimates, barrages, grenades, gunshots. One team playing in the bunker. Corey actually Maltesers taking a lot of damage because he's playing Pathfinder. It's not a good hitbox. Corey trying to get a good Maggie Ball, Wrecking Ball here. He ends up bouncing into the bunker, doing a little bit of damage, not doing amazingly. Lixo, the lone man is standing on GTZ. Having a decent spot here. Maybe he can stay alive for top 3. Norberg, Lilja, and Knoon just playing very small there, but ends up getting his head taken off here by Triple with the Kraber. This thing is turning into amazing value for him. A lot of snipers, however, which will play out to the favor of the Kraber. He's placed a Kraber and a Peacekeeper. This is a real Ravage Gibraltar loadout. This is an interesting position for Kroon and Lilja. Norberg very split up. I don't know what Norberg is shooting at. But they're trying to make a setup here, you know, more or less a crossfire. If you time this correctly, it could, but the bubble is helping out SRC too much. Who ends up getting 2 kills, essentially for free with how split up these 2 teams were. And I just realized it wasn't even SRC here in the IMC. SRC was just poking and ends up getting a lot of kills for it. Team in IMC takes the Valve Gold out here. They get a little bit of damage, but nothing substantial. They can take the car into late game later. They have a lot of control on the edge, or rather end zone here. Glixo in for a world of hurt here with a lot of teams landing all around him. If he can time this correctly, he might be able to stay alive a little bit longer, but oh my god. He is somehow still alive in the midst of the chaos, but can he stay alive for much longer? The answer is no. Moving on, we have Dribble taking Corey and Maltesers here trying to play the west side of the zone with Little Aim pressuring them from the south. SRC controlling the whole server, honestly. Let's just watch them as they do that. Decent damage here on the Bloodhound. Both teams on the west side as well. They can just clean up from there. Let's keep watching. Now we have Corey, Maltesers, and Maltesers. I forgot the last guy versus Dal versus Mayborn. All they're fighting together. Now it's already 1 man down. All they have to do is stand here, hold the angle, and shoot everyone. The opposite of what they needed to do the last game, in which they won. They have the positional advantage. They don't even have to move. They can just shoot. Now we have a 3v3 situation. Corey, Maltesers, Triple Take versus SRC. 2 very strong squads, but only one can be the victor. Let's see who ends up getting it. Icy Boy here with the flank and the Nemesis. Can he get it? He doesn't have a lot of ammo left to make the Nemesis work, but maybe it's enough. Good damage opening up the situation here for him, but the question is if it'll work. All of Maltesers playing more or less behind one rock. Good damage on Gibraltar. Good damage on Pathfinder. Get in the knocks. Or rather the cracks. No knocks just yet. Bubble coming down. Scout not connecting. Mayborn looking here. He has to Q here. Putting a little bit of pressure on the high ground there. It ends right on them. Again, they just have to stay alive. Icy Boy has the portal. They can go for something flashier if they would like to. Huge damage from Mayborn here, getting the knock on Dribble Take. Nazita taking a lot of damage, however, as well. Mayborn just committing to this fight even with no armor because he knows he has to, and they end up winning. That's Mayborn coming out clutch, baby. That was a good choice. He canceled the battery, went for the fight because he knew his teammate needed that extra damage. Sometimes you just gotta do that. You don't just stick around. You don't hold the battery, don't hold the Phoenix or whatever because they need you in the fight now, and that worked out. That was the choice. And this will definitely move SRC up the rankings by quite a bit. Or simply have to wait and see how many points he got this game. 16 kills. So not as much kills as they got last game. I think that 23 kills in the previous game. But I'll take 16 in a win any day of the week. Very well played to SRC and the boys. Very good control, very methodical way to play the game. They've basically forced the entire lobby to the edge of the zone, and they could just play however they wanted. They could do whatever they wanted. The second the team came up behind them, they knew it was an isolated fight. They knew they had control, and they could just do whatever they wanted. Very well done. So now we're on, this was game 5. There's one more game. I want to take a look at the score. Just need the admins to input the information. Calling an ego push. That was definitely an ego push. What if anonymous mode is on? I would imagine not. It's very curious to see what happens now. So I wasn't told I wasn't allowed to share, but basically we have a Kappa bar. They're doing like a bit of a sponsorship, not to me, but to the tournament. And they asked me to choose the MVP. And there's one more game until we choose them, but the MVP will win a gift card, about $50 worth at Kappa bar. That's enough for a drink. Last time I checked. Get yourself a health potion. So if you guys don't know what Kappa bar is, so I can't blame you if you're not Swedish. It is a gaming bar that has, I think I have a bar in Jönköping, in Stockholm, in Malmö. Definitely Malmö, I know that one. I don't know if there's anywhere else, but it's a pretty great bar. Been there many times. Every time we go to DreamHack, we go and have a drink there. Great place. And that's something that the MVPs will win. So one more game, guys. I'm waiting for the score to update. I'm just talking to some admins. I'm talking to my own team about some other stuff. Let's see what's happening. Game 5 scores up. Let me take a look at how the standings changed. Obviously, we already know Team SRC and SRM Papa, those guys were already ahead of us, or rather, they were already at the top. And this game obviously moved them up with another 28 points. 2 for the P, second place. Went from, I think we're like at the bottom here, to honestly solidifying a position here, or rather a good position in the tournament. Maltesers, Team 240p, and SRC, Mayboard, are currently way ahead of the leaderboard. I can probably zoom in a bit for you guys. Are currently way ahead of the leaderboard with 99 and 78 points on their own. And then third place team, Snap-on has 48 points. So I would say unless SRC loses out early in the next game, and 240p has a breakthrough game with over 21 points, I would argue that the first place is settled. But both of these teams are probably going to be in the top 2 because number 3 has 48 points. It's just too far behind. No matter what happens, I don't think they can catch up. They would need 30 points to get second place, and 240p not getting any points. But they've found their stride on Storm Point. Definitely going to continue this way, I would imagine. So the question is, who's getting the third place? Snapbotana is currently sitting on 48 points, but nothing comfortable just yet. Actually, Okay, so maybe Valisvik the Poikar might actually be third place. I might be looking right. So there's a few teams here. So Valisvik the Poikar and Snapanana are right next to each other. The number 3 gets a bunch of energy drinks for Protein Bolaget. That's gonna be dope. And Pigeon Gang and SMM are very close. They just, if they get a win, high kill game or something, they'll still be in. And then the rest of the teams, honestly, unless you got a massive win with like 50 kills, you know, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think they're in the money. But the question is if these bottom teams will end up pulling out some strategies, specifically the type of strategies that get them a lot of kills. Very high risk, high reward. You're gonna need a 20-point game, 30-point game, 40-point game if you want to move from a middle of the pack or bottom of the pack even to be in the money here in this best of 6. So the last game, game 6, smash that like button if you're feeling hyped. One more game. Will SRC end up on top or will they be dethroned by Maltesers and company? Whose name I keep forgetting. 240p. We will see soon enough. I'm gonna eat more chocolate. I love chocolate. One sec.
I look forward to getting my hands on you.
Taking orders for after the game, fellas. We talking what? 60 steaks?
Let's touch down here.
Leaves the ring unchanged.
All right.
Let's go that way.
Last game, guys. See if anything new happens, any contest. SRC still taking it. Taking that contest. Skype, whatever. This team has not learned a lesson. Again, they're trying to cut off the loot path here. They don't want them to have this control of the map. Or rather, control of the loot on wall. Despite them contesting every single game so far. I don't know why they're forcing it. They're probably gonna take the loot and run away again. In the meantime, however, Maltesers triple take, fighting off the contest of their own. Both of the top 2 teams are getting contested. But again, unless these teams die early, nothing's gonna change. They're still in a great spot to get a lot of money.
Gonna need one of these to clean me out.
Taking a high gun here, looking for what's happening. Burke Skeg FPS. Slow the game down quite a bit here. Or an SRC actually managed to bully out the other team as well. Bit of a fight here over on checkpoint here. Dal, Little Aim, and Candyson fighting for the high ground. Dal ended up going up on his own, getting beamed by Sim, and now it's a 2v2 situation here. Walling going down again. Now it's definitely a 2v2 situation, if I can read it correctly. Don't have the comfort of the Bloodhound scan either, so they have to do this right. There's also a third party here with Flavor Congo and Stepan watching by, waiting, getting the entry, the opening here, waiting for the opening to go in and get the third party. You time this right, there's a lot of kills and they're going to be for free. And I know as much, but Congo ends up finding himself in the middle of everything, of the whole soup here. But good damage from Left Flavor with the scouts. And suddenly, a lot of teams are one man down. It's turning very messy. What could have been a very clean fight for either of these teams is turning into a whole mess. The question is, who comes out ahead? Flavor and Congo seems to want to back up, maybe grab the banner and get the reset. Simic, Klanglangs, and Wallen have managed to fully stabilize and back up a little bit to get control of the space, but they're actually going to rotate out, leaving
Check out that.
Little Aim, Dal, and Candyson to also rotate out. And this means that Congo and Flavor can get the banner. They can get the revive and the full reset, but across the map, Corey going down, massive fight here. Birkenberg, Skag fighting off the remnants of Malteser's team, but now it's a 1v2 situation. Can Skag make it? It's actually trying to run away. It's the last game. They have to get points on the board. It's all that matters. And they can't get points if they're dead. Skag coming back around here. I think they might have gotten a rest here from Malteser's team. Yeah, Corey's right back up. They got the full reset. Actually, no, there's a one knock there. It's a 1v2 situation. He doesn't have any armors here. Going for the finish. They'll be in situation, and then he goes down. Actually, there was a 1v1 Maltesers versus Skag, but, you know, superior Pathfinder wins. Good stuff from the team. Looking back around here, we got SRC rotating all the way into Command Center for some reason. Probably to get trying to get into zone. Having a good time. Let me see what's happening over here. In the meantime, Ikea, Lowe, Ottr, and Ebba are going for the... What's the dragon? They're going for the IMC. Getting a little bit of extra loot.
Hey, weapon supply bin here. Shield cell here.
Let's check out that way.
Really much sure Cool JB and Gritwald are looking for something here. They think this could be a huge play, but they obviously can't get in to the IMC, so they are waiting. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to see that. Alright, I'll take it. It's getting scanned by Sierra as well. Let's see what's happening here. There might be a fight over in C note, bit of a contest potentially. Resimus, look at him, Antonis running up on Goose. Resimus might get caught again if he's not paying attention. It does seem like he's... They know they're here. They have to make this fight. They have to make it a clean fight. They know there's a fight on IMC or whatever. There is a team on IMC. If they can get enough NG damage here, maybe a knock, maybe something. This might get him. It's a 10-minute delay, Jin. How am I supposed to respond to chat?
Let us catch them unaware. Our aim is clear. Enemies lie that way.
Mosey there.
Sorry, I haven't taken a Nugget XC, just playing the edge here. Big fight here, Sim and Scythe. Good damage, Joe. Robin trying to make an entry happen here. Does not work out the way he wanted it to. Just ended up walking into 3 people. Now it's up to Wallen, Simi, and Klein to drop down and deny the revive. They're nading for push there, but it's not working out the way they wanted to. It's actually getting a little bit closer than they wanted to overall. Atmosphere getting a good damage in there. Kleinling's dying. It's a 1v2. How did this happen? Wallen has to make a big play happen here. It's just not happening. Scythe with the Watson. Wallen really re-evaluating his choices here. Little Aim just ends up wiping, and it's still a team inside of here that are struggling. But I should have this. There's no way team 1 here. I post the thing. Ample. We got ample opportunity here. Lots of damage with the Prowler. 1v2 is not, but it is a 2-man spray. Atmosphere going down. Robin going down. It was a bad fight from the initial team. This might be a breakout game that Ample really needs if they do want to get on the map here. Get a lot of points, get a lot of kills, maybe even a win. And then maybe they'll be in for the money. SOC, the only team playing zone, again, being the counter team, controlling all the space in the zone, getting a good position, making sure that no other team has a chance. Let me look around here, see what's happening. Maltesers and Dribble take. Oh no, did he crash? Oh, what are they doing? I don't know. Alright.
Sniper stock here.
Ikielo,
1-3.
Abo, and Verhothorn is chilling here on the edge here. Healing up, looting up.
Ring console here.
At the same time, Mange, Gusse, and Bull bot might end up catching Sventek in Yugoslavia. No, they know. I was gonna say, might have caught him off guard, but they were paying attention. This is an isolated 3v3. The question is, Sven takes it. A triple peek in the window, smoking off Sven, smoking off Amakon. Yugoslavia, however, on the flank here. Does he get the opening he needs? He does not get the damage, and he gives away his position. Sventek taking a lot of damage. Bangalore trading. One of these teams too eager to make the first move, but sometimes you gotta make something happen. Standing around for this long is not gonna work, as you have SRC walking up here from the edge. Actually, Amakon again running away from the fight, but this time into the clutches of SRC. They can see the zip line. Oh, they spot each other. And the panic is in. What do? We don't know. Oh my god, takedowns. Amakon and company are Yugoslavia. It's not having a good time at all. Absolutely getting themselves into a rock and a hard place at the same time, with Volbot Goose Q ending up being another team just holding off the side. The question is if SRC will be able to make the initiation here, get the opening damage, and at the same time not get third party by the antenna team. We'll see soon enough. Mayborn looking for angles here, trying to catch someone looking the wrong way or getting the wrong timing here. But this team ends up actually Wraith portaling out, with Mangi and his team being very unaware of what is happening around them. Just standing there waiting. But both SRC and Yugoslavia is out of here. At the same time, Quelly and Frikidish might end up catching them rotating in, as they're rotating themselves. With the zone in the back, however, so they cannot take that long to make a decision. Oh my god. They just ran out without seeing them. This is not good. This is not good for Quelly and company. The question is, what will happen now? They are split up inside of the houses with all of Team 16. They're called trash. That's not me calling them trash. All of the trash team looking at them. They're going deeper into antenna as well. Right into another team, actually. This is not looking good, and the zone closing is just not going to end up very well for them. However, SRC, feeling confident, has rotated around. They want to catch teams rotating in, running away from the zone. Maltesers, however, big fight here with one of them going down. 2v2 situation, 3-dimensional taking a lot of damage. We're gonna have to check this, because if they go down and another team has a good game, this might be the end for Maltesers' run, or rather, they're not going to be in the money anymore. A little bit of damage here. Gretful trading with the low ground team here. I want to watch. Okay, well, I want to watch SRC. Whatever. I give up. I give up. Oh no, Maltesers getting the pick here, so it appears that Maltesers team did end up winning the fight here, but a third party comes in with Candyson. Grateful, last man standing, zone closing, and he's dead. Stepping on the flavor, ended up getting a lot of kills, getting a lot of rather loot. SRC on the edge here, looking for fights, looking for control, looking for anything to make the mark on this game. With Maltesers team 240p being down, they might not any. I can't speak today. I'm so excited. With 240p being dead, this means they might not be in the money if Snaponana, Heptin, GTZ, Lixo, the GTZ team, if they stay alive, if they get good points, that means that these guys are going to be in the money. They're going to be in the second place instead of Maltesers. But they're going to need a massive game to make this happen. Let's see if they can do it. First off, they have to deal with SRC. They spotted them and is ready to go in, pushing in. Good damage on the city to open up. Perfect timing. However, Mayborn trades. With Icy, by the way, taking a big flank here. Might be able to get the entry damage they need to clean out, like he said, and saving Maltesers' team from not being in the money. Certainly not looking good for GTC, I can tell you that much for Snaponana. The worst case, they might have to relegate themselves to third place, which is a lot of energy drinks, which honestly sounds pretty nice. I love energy drinks. I would love some of those as well. It's Amicon, Yugoslavia, and Sventek taking the high ground here. They have a good position to third party SSC no matter what happens. I don't think SSC knows about the other team either. This is going to turn out real bad for either of these two teams. Either GTC, either SRC, whoever survives. However, SSC spots the charge rifle, realizes something is amiss. GTZ are too stuck in their ways to notice, and this might end up costing them the game if they do not pay attention. Nazidia goes down to Amacon's charge rifle as well. This is not looking good. I'm taking that back. He's getting the revive off, however, because nobody is actually pushing. A lot of passive play. GT said, realize this fight is just not worth it at all, and actually looking for a way to rotate out. However, they don't have a Valkyrie, which both... No, sorry, neither SRC or GTZ has a Valkyrie. Actually, not even Amacon's team. 25 seconds on the zone as well. This is going to turn into a bloodbath no matter what. Kurai is looking for a portal play here for his teammates. They managed to get out of this. This is perfect for them. They can actually survive. Now, SRC versus Amacon's team. With Amicon with high ground, with Amicon with control. Can Nazidia get the entry damage they need? Can SRC do enough against his high ground holding team to make it? Amicon Yugoslavia, Sventek holding the zone perfectly. Stepan and Flavor also waiting behind and might actually end up backstabbing Yugoslavia. This might be the perfect storm that SRC needed. Yugoslavia taking a lot of damage for it, however. And SRC actually ends up, because of the team in the back, because of La Flavor and Stepan putting down all this pressure from behind, it completely messes up Amacon's plan. They zipline up here trying to get back in the zone, take a little bit of damage, but it's just one guy with a roller, man. It's not gonna hurt you. And now you have SRC getting into the choke despite being held out by an entire team. They can rotate it behind GTZ. And somehow we're back in the exact same situation again with both GTZ and SRC trying to get into the zone and survive. And it appears that no matter how you play this, they're gonna have to fight for it. Big fight here with Sventek, Yugoslavia, and Amicon trying to rotate in, however. It's just a lot of teams trying to shoot and not committing. Creeping Mirage taking down Amicon. Only Yugoslavia and Sventek left alive. Have the battery. Taking damage from the zone. There's no portal here, man. You're gone. Only Sven. 1v something. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Little and Dal, and Canison takes him down. And now we got GTZ versus SRC. Can they do it? They're trading. SRC stuck in one corner. 1v2. Can GTZ do it? They do take down SRC. This might be massive. This might be the game that they needed to get into the money. All the pieces have fallen in place. If they can reset, if they can get a good position, and if they can get into the end zone, they might end up getting the second place, but they have a long road ahead of them. Can GTZ do it? Honestly, I have no idea. I just commentate. But we'll simply have to wait and see. Simple. Nap and team is holding up this duo. I think this should probably be a pretty clean fight towards the triple stack here, but we'll simply have to wait and see. Saki, however, on the edge of the map, ends up getting a knock on Goose. Can I please watch this, dude? Thank you. In the meantime, they're getting third party, however, because there were a lot of teams playing here. Haverty can find safe refuge on the low ground. No XD trying to heal up. Full Reaver coming in front of them. Managed to cancel it thanks to the door already getting a little bit, taking a little bit of damage. Gonna finish on Goose. They're not gonna let him get back just yet. Even with the threat of all the teams around us. 3 teams in one house. Playing the angles. Trying to do all they can. See how it plays out. IKEA alone at the same time. Moving up here by Ottr and his team. They can smell it. At the same time, GTC Elixir is actually getting a knock on Norberg. This is catastrophic for the team. Getting an instant knock, getting a finish. But it's perfect for GTZ, who wants to be in the money. Can I please look at GTZ? Thank you. Let's see how this plays out for them. Playing the high ground here, trying to get into. They have a decent spot here. They can walk into the edge, play from high ground. If they can get more kills on the team below them, this can be huge. Q not coming in as clutch as he would hope. Let's see what happens here with Saki. The team getting a lot of damage from the massive house of cards that's shooting him from the south. No matter what, this is not looking good for Team 5. They're in between 3 teams, all looking their way. They're the first ones to move, and if they play the angles right, they can get free kills on the team behind them and turn to deal with the third party. But it all comes down to finesse. Did I just spot a Mirage ultimate? I think I did. Where's this picture there? Hey, right, let's watch the GT set. How are they gonna play this? You're gonna drop down on the duo. They spot them, call them out. The guys right there, Hefton. Take a lot of soul damage, actually going down. This turns into a 2v2, and they had to be in the money. They had to get a good game. This cannot happen right now. You have to play this better. You have to stay alive. Third party coming in with Kroon. Sorry, with Little Aim and Candice and Ardell. I don't think you're gonna get the reset. It's not looking good at all. Kroon going down as well. This is knocked all over the place, finishing the duo, but now it's only Christ against a full team. Can he do it? The 1v3 to stabilize his team and keep them in the running, stay in the money. Can a third party come in and save them? It doesn't look like it if they take a quick peek at the map. It's only Q-Rise against Dal, Little Aim, and Kennison. They just have to swing him together and it's over. At the same time, IKEA Love trying to 1v3 as a Gibraltar inside of using ultimate. Actually, sorry, 1v2. He goes down as well. Ardell finally moving up here with the teammates. Triple swing and GTZ are no more. So we'd imagine that the number 1 spot and number 2 spot are solidified. I'm curious to see what happens with number 3. We'll simply have to wait and see until the game is done. Of course, I also have a MVP to give out. You'll simply have to wait and see. 2 duos in play, 2 full parties, 1 team in the zone, Softy. We haven't seen a lot from this team. I'm curious to see if they do manage to end up doing anything. 2v3 here coming out from Ardell and Team 1. Ample. Good damage, however. Bullbot going down. Now it's only 1 man. It's Mangy. Who used his Rave Q. Is if you're gonna just find him, it's a free kill. And he just ended up stumbling on Freakish and Quelly, who were looting and having a good time, talking about whatever they feel like. Kissing boys, kissing girls, whatever. And now, 3v2. It's all about coordinated pushes here. They have a lot of on-swarms, but Freakish goes down instantly. It's a 1v3 situation, and Quelly does not want that smoke. Tries to run away, does not get away with it. Mangy and Bullbot trying to stabilize. They got the revive off, they got the Phoenix off, but ends up getting spotted by the full team with triple red and just clearly a better position. Bullbot trying to 1v2 does not work out. Mangy getting caught by all 3, trying to help him out. It's not looking good. The question is, can Softy, Simple Nap, and Pike Knuckle have enough of an impact to take out this team? They haven't had much of an impact in the rest of the game. The Maggie Wrecking Ball comes out, does it knock him out of cover? No, it's a little bit misguided. Never mind, it actually ends up hitting Little Aim. He goes down as a 3v2. Bangalore stunning the Bloodhound. It's a free kill, but nobody's looking his way. It's a 2v3 situation. They just have to close it out, play together, and it's over. Will this be enough to put Softy and the team in the money? Probably not. But have not been able to get many points on the board this entire series. I'm curious to see if they can do it. It's a 2v3. Good drill coming in there from Softy. Good damage as well. A lot of team fire here. Wraith down on 1 health. For whatever reason, they don't want to follow up, which might end up costing them the game. This passiveness, we can't be this passive. You gotta actually make something happen. It's a 2v2. They do have the high ground, getting a lot of damage, but you're still not pushing. They have a crossfire as well. 1v2. Simple Nap. And ends up getting those points on the board. But that got a little bit too close for comfort there, guys. I hope y'all just watching this new commentary and going, thank you, Henrik. Appreciate that, man. Wow. So that went all over the place. Honestly, like, again, I think when it comes to the score at the end of the day, I don't think the score changed. We will see this as well, we will see at the end of the game. Also, guys, stay tuned. We're going to be announcing the Kappa Bar MVP after everything, but I do want to see where the score ends. I do want to see, did the pricings change? The top 3, those 3 are in the money. We will see soon enough. I'm just waiting to see how it develops. So this will need a few minutes to stabilize, or rather, you know, to do the math. Click all the buttons. Overall, it's a super interesting game. Super fun to see the storyline, see how all the teams have been moving around, right? We had so many teams that were like on the edge of, you know, being in the money, maybe falling out, doing massive rotates, still ending up in a bad situation, right? The zone, or rather, so many teams were playing in such weird ways, so many third parties, and it was very hard to predict what's going to happen, because all I could tell is, yes, almost every team was too indecisive this entire series, especially this last game. So much indecisiveness, and it cost a lot of teams the opportunity to actually win, right? Like sometimes you just have to go in, you have to make something happen, but they just didn't do that. They just stood there, they shot at them a little bit or whatever, and they wasted time. I call this the egg timer rule. You have about one twist of an egg timer. It's an arbitrary number, let's say 15 to 20 seconds. If you don't get a knock, you have to get out because you're gonna get third partied and just stomped. You're gonna have 20 squads on you on the way for the third party for the free kills. And if they're not immediately on top of you, they're going to be if they're not immediately on top of you, they're going to be on like an obstacle. They're going to be in the way if you rotate away. So you really have to make the decision fast, and that indecisiveness costs so many teams any chance of actually winning. But moving on, let's take a look here. So I want to see if the points have updated. Very soon I'll be announcing the Kappa Bar MVP. I just want to see. So waiting for game 6. I want to see if the score changed. In the meantime, we have the last points, or rather the games. I can't speak to that. It's been a crazy series. We have 5 games here. And as of game 5, we had SRC at the top. That's in Papa. We have 240p, and we had Snap Hanana at the top 3. That was GTZ. GTZ needed a 30-point game to get ahead. 240p did die early, but I don't think Snap Hanana got a 40-point game. 30. Sorry. But so number 1 and number 2 in the scoreboard are basically solidified. I don't think there's going to be any upsets. However, Snap Hanana is right on the 3rd place, and they're not that far. I actually don't even know if it's Valles or Snap Hanana. Either way, these two teams are are just right on top of each other. So it could either be one of these two teams, Snap Hanana or Valles, or a completely different team. Both Pigeon Gang and SMM as well. They ended up having a lot of impact towards the end of this series, in this last game in particular. So I'm super curious to see if the points they got on the board was enough to get them 3rd place and get them in the money. We however, do sadly still not have the score, so we have to wait a little bit. Whew, man, what a game, what a series. You know, I've done like this isn't even a watch party, it's like actually casting. We've done a few watch parties when I don't do a lot of commentary, but I used to do like hard commentary, high production, like at the start of Apex. I stopped doing them, however, because I was like so draining and I wanted to play myself. But I'm not playing this one, and they asked me to cast. I was like, sure, yeah, it's fun, super fun to do. And again, this is not pre-recorded. It's just a 10-minute stream delay. And I'm just focusing on casting more so than anything else. More so than responding to comments and whatnot. This VOD will also be public, so if anyone want to check it out later, you can do that. I'll probably change the thumbnail, however. Because I actually had a thumbnail set. But, man. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. Hold on, give me a second, guys. So I can fix it now. Live. Oh, I can fix it here. So I actually made the thumbnail. I switched it out. Now we're done. But like, I already did all the effort for it. It's okay, and then we'll public it after the stream is done. But we're waiting for the score. All right, game 6. Did anything change? Wait. So this is what I was talking about. With the way the games were going, SRC, aka Nesim and Papa, and 240p both ended up being on the 1st and 2nd place respectively. No surprise there. There was a clear trajectory. But the 3rd place here, This one isn't super accurate either. This is not accurate at all. So, Snaponana, who was on third place, GT said they needed a big game to get second place, or even third, ended up not being in either. Same with Ample, also on 56 points. They're on a tie. But Wallace Rykstad Poikar, Zephy, Saki, one team that ended up escaping under my radar today, or rather this last game, we did watch them a lot in the previous games this series, ended up clutching by getting 57th, meaning they get third place, meaning they're in the money, meaning number one. Meaning that the number one would be Nessim and Papa, winning that 150 Schmackaroos. We have second place is 240p, winning I think there was like a signed poster or something, like an aluminum poster of a legend with the name on it. And the last team, third place, Saifaseki, end up winning a big case of energy drinks from Proteinbolaget. It's 24 drinks each, so it's almost better than the Schmackaroos, not gonna lie, that's a lot of energy drinks. But the Kappa Bar MVP, as I mentioned, that I was personally in charge of assigning, has been very difficult. Actually, has been extremely difficult. I've been sitting here and I've been casting and analyzing everything. I've been pining over who I should be giving it to. And after lots of consideration, I have to say it's going to be Mayborn. Sadly, we don't have the high production value. I don't have all the cool clips to run that the LGS would. But Mayborn showed an incredibly dominant Maggie playstyle. Again, Real recognizes Real. Very good, solid Maggie plays with the Wrecking Ball, the pre-Wrecking Ball. He brought him out of incredibly difficult situation. Not all of it caught on camera, especially in game, I think it was 4 or 5. And he just ended up clutching up where it mattered. So congratulations, Mayborn, for being the Kappa Bar MVP. I think that's a 500 crown gift card to Kappa Bar. Available at any Kappa Bar you would like, which is Jönköping, Malmö, or Stockholm. I don't know if they have one in Gothenburg. Go get yourself a nice drink. I recommend the Health Potion. It's a pretty good one. Or the nachos. You might be able to get both. Either way, that is, again, Mayborn, very well played. Very good Maggie plays in general. We saw some incredible drills that just shut down so many teams, gave SRC so much space to do what they wanted. Super impressive to see, super fun to see. But either way, guys, that is it for me. So thank you so much for watching this far. If you guys enjoyed this casting or live stream, let me know in the comments, I guess. Maybe we can do more of these in the future. I'm not really a main caster. I've done it occasionally. It's fun to do, but not something I've practiced, as you can tell. But yes, this is it for me. This is it for the Swedish Apex League Winter Showdown. Might be more in the future. If so, we will stream it. Obviously, I'm going to try to host some community tournaments on this channel eventually. Just keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you're subscribed, join the community, join the Reddit, the Discord, all this fun stuff, so you don't miss out on that. But I'm going to head off. I'm going to take it easy, work on today's video, which is still not done,